26. Welcome aboard to the Republic of Football 97.3. We are back again. I'm Gabi Ofer, taking over from Jeffrey Fifianan. Came your way with Vibe Room and the guys. You can always catch him every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 1:30. Some very important discussions on 97.3. Yeah, so big shout out to my guy, Jeffrey Fifianan. But it's time now to talk some football across Europe. And there's a lot to talk about, a lot to digest, a lot to unpack today. Which teams are getting promoted? Which teams are also getting relegated? And who's leading the goal scoring charts in where? I'm Gabi Ofer. As always, it's an interactive show, so you can always send your thoughts. 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. And just like we always do at the tail end of the show, phone lines will be activated. Then you can also call us and share your thoughts with me. There's a lot happening in the English Premier League. Then we'll head to Germany, talk some Spanish La Liga. Barcelona will wrap the title up today. Speaking of title races, Arsenal do have theirs to also sort. They are in action against Fulham at 4:30 p.m. at the Emirates. So let me start the update from there. In the Premier League, is Brentford as we speak, taking on West Ham United. European qualification chasers Brentford up against relegation threatened West Ham United. And then there's Newcastle United, who are also taking on Brighton. Brighton also chasing Europe for next season. Already relegated Wolves are taking on Sunderland, so goalless across all three match centers. Then later, 4:30, Arsenal will be up against Fulham. In the Championship, guess who's gained promotion to play in the Premier League next season? Ipswich. They are back. Yeah, you heard me right. Ipswich are back. So together with Coventry City, the two teams gaining promotion from the Championship to the English Premier League. We're waiting for the third team. Sure, about 4 teams will go through that playoffs round, and then out of the 4, we're just looking for one to join Coventry and then Ipswich. When you go to the French Ligue 1, as we speak, Nantes are taking on Olympique Marseille. PSG will take on Lorient. Then Metz up against AS Monaco at 5 p.m. OGC Nice will take on Lens 7-5. In Germany, there is Bayern Munich, who are currently losing to Heidenheim by 2-0. I mean, just like last week, Bayern were up to some misbehaviors. They started again today. I'm sure they're keeping tabs on that return leg against Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Champions League. Well, Frankfurt are up against Hamburger SV as goalless. Hoffenheim take on Stuttgart. Hoffenheim 2, Stuttgart 1. Union Berlin are taking on FC Cologne. And then Werder Bremen are up against Augsburg. Later, 4:30, there is Bayer Leverkusen up against RB Leipzig in the German league. When you head to the Italian Serie A, Udinese are taking on Torino. Udinese 1, Torino 0. Later, 4 p.m., Como will take on Napoli. Then at 6:45 p.m., Kamaldeen Sulemana's Atalanta will take on Genoa in the Italian Serie A. If you want to know what's happening in the Dutch Eredivisie, just because of Andrea Yu, Dennis Odoi, and Kamal Soa, who will play their club football for Nagbreda, they are in action later this afternoon at 2:30 against Utrecht. The Dutch Eredivisie. So we are here to bring you all the updates. This is the only place to listen to every weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Everything European football. The updates, the scores, the reactions from the managers. This is where you get all of that. So welcome again to the show. 05399696, 05399696. That's the WhatsApp text line. Then later at the tail end of the show, phone lines activated. Then you can also call us. You're live on Channel 1 TV and also on YouTube, City Sports GHA. If you're there also watching us, feel free to leave your thoughts with us and I will take time to read all of your messages for you. Don't forget to add where you're texting us from. I really appreciate that. Big shout out to my man Edwin Kwakofi, who's behind the YouTube actions. All the live updates you see on YouTube is Edwin Kwakofi. These days his team is not doing pretty good. So when you approach him to talk about Chelsea, Charlie, the guy no one talk about it. Yeah, so good afternoon to Edwin Kwakofi. Yeah, Jamie Inta will be joining me pretty soon. Then Manola Angelo Kwache. And also Kobe Obeng, they'll be my guest for today. Daniel Squashy, my wingman as always, drawing my attention to where the goals will be popping up. So we are here with you from now to somewhere around 5 with all the updates on 97.3. So welcome again to the show. Let's begin the discussion. Let me run you through the starting 11 for that game involving Brentford West Ham United, and then we can begin to unpack the conversation for today. So Brentford are taking on West Ham United. West Ham are in the relegation zone. They need a win badly today to jump out of that red zone. And for Brentford, they're also chasing European football next season. That's the Conference League or the Europa League, which one they can get hold of. So let me start off with Brentford's lineup. Kelleher is the goalkeeper in post for Brentford. On the right back, they've got Coyote. There is Van Den, and then Collins, and also Luis Porter for the back four. And then you can also look at Yarmolenko, who is playing in the midfield with Jensen as a midfield two. Kevin Shade, Damsgaard, and Ouattara as the attackers together with Thiago Igor, who is leading the attack for the Bees later. This afternoon. For West Ham United, they have Hermansen in post, a back four of Walker Peters. There's Mavropanos, Axel Disasi, Malik Diop, and Malik Diop playing as left back today. Somerville is starting. Fernandez, Thomas Sisek, Jared Bowen, Pablo, and Castellanos leading the attack for West Ham United later. Why do I keep on saying later today? The game is ongoing. It's 11 minutes played already at the G-Tech Community Stadium. So that's the lineup for you, for the two teams. 11 minutes played in that game. Let me take you to the Newcastle United game as well, who they are taking on Brighton and Hove Albion in that game. 30 minutes played already. In that game, Newcastle have taken the lead as I speak, as William Osula with that goal for Newcastle United. Let's see if they can keep up with the lead. So the starting 11 for Newcastle United, Nick Pope is in post. There is Miley, who is playing as the right back, Malik Thiaw as centre back, partner is Van Botman, and then Dan Ben as the left back today. Bruno Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, Willock, Joelinton, William Osula, who just scored for Newcastle United, and then Murphy as the attacking three for the Magpies. On the part of Brighton, they have Verbruggen in post, Vifa, Van Hecke, Boskagli, Kadioglu as the back four. Baleba is playing today with Pascal Gross. Yakuba Mente, Yao Minte's favorite player, is also starting today. And then Hinshelwood is in there. Mitoma starting for Brighton, and then Danny Welbeck for Brighton as well. Well, Bayern have drawn one goal back, and so they started that again, just like last week when they fell to a 2-goal lead on against the opponent. The final game in the EPL for today is Wolves, who are already relegated. They are taking on Sunderland. In that game at the Molineux. Let me run you through that starting 11 for the two teams. Wolves do have Bensley, Mosquera, Bueno, and Totti as the back four. So the goalkeeper and then the back three, making the back four. Then Predo, Liam, Andre, João Gomes, Bueno again, Armstrong, Mane, and Arokodare, who is leading the attack for Wolves. On the part of Sunderland, Brian Brober is starting, Talbi, Lefi, Hume, Granit Xhaka, Noah Sadiki, a back four of Mandava, Alderete, Ballard, and Mukiele leading. Mukiele as part of the back four, and they've got refs in post for Sunderland. So that's the player starting for the teams that have kicked off at 2 p.m. Let me welcome the guys. Yao Jeminta is here with me. You can also join the conversation 0539-986-996 0539-986-996. That's the WhatsApp text line. So just leave your thoughts over there. I've seen the messages already on YouTube. Some from Raymond Decoder, LC Josiah, and all of the guys who are leaving their thoughts already. At the J-Tech Community Stadium, is that Coyote?
Yeah, Coyote.
He scored, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brentford have taken the lead against West Ham United. Yeah, let's start the conversation from there. It's a very, very crucial fixture. Brentford chasing Europe next season. West Ham United themselves flirting with relegation. I mean, who needs it more today, this afternoon?
Oh, clearly, West Ham, they definitely need it more because at the end of the day, Brentford have overachieved. They've overachieved. They weren't expected to be in this position where they are contending for a place in Europe.
Okay.
They were expected to be part of the teams battling in the relegation zone, and battling for a stay in the Premier League because of all that went down in the off season, or all that happened in the off season. Many predicted that Brentford would even survive, and some predicted that even if they survive, it would have been a very, very tough ask. Because there were a lot of changes that took place in the off season before the season started, and so they are overachieving. They're overachieving at this point in the season.
Okay,
it's West Ham that need this win, because at the end of the day, per what they've done, even before the season hit the midpoint, they were a bit in financial trouble, and that's the thing one of the main reasons why they had to let go of Mohamed Kudus, because they needed some money to come in. And then in mid-season, they weren't doing well as they expected, and they still went ahead to splash some money to bring in guys like Castellanos and co. And so what that means is that they are further in the red when it comes to their finances, and you cannot start sorting out that issue if you are in the Championship. You need Premier League money to be able to sort that financial issue out, or issues out. And so they definitely need to stay in the Premier League. Other than that, they will be in a heap of trouble on and off the field. And for me, clearly they definitely need to win this game. So for the team that needs it the most, they need to win the more. Since it's just two teams, it's just straightforward. West Ham, they definitely do need this win. Okay,
Kwache, welcome to the show. Same question I asked you. Brentford chasing Europe next season. West Ham United, last week we saw what they did. At the same time, Spurs were playing, and they managed to get a point. They jumped out of the red zone. It's a similar situation today, but this time around they come up against a team who've got very bigger dreams also to chase.
Yeah, and I still think I agree with you. I think West Ham still need this more. If you look at their season so far, I think what they'd be more disappointed is they had teams that were much closer to them. So like I was saying, they had Nottingham Forest, they had Leeds United. But I think with Leeds win last night, they go to about 43 points. I think they're just 3 points behind Sunderland, which is contrasting if you think
and
about
speaking of Sunderland, they've also taken a lead.
Sunderland have also
They scored Wolves. I mean, Wolves, they are done. They've been slaughtered already. So
Spurs made hard work of it last week, but I think Sunderland
Granit Xhaka
showing them how it's done. Yeah, I think they've missed him. There was a time in the season
he
where
went out a bit.
He was absent. I think that also coincided with when their form also dipped a bit. So it's good to have him back firing for them. But yeah, looking at West Ham, like I said, they are probably disappointed that they're looking around and there are not many other teams to catch. What I think they should have been worried about is Spurs getting a win, because once you start winning, obviously it didn't necessarily manifest for Spurs, but in the Champions League they won some games, and I think that once they start winning, they might find out a way to start getting through games. And even the week before, they were slightly unlucky with the late Brighton equaliser. If Kevin Danso had been able to hold on to the ball a bit longer or just cleared it, they could be looking at 2 wins in the bounce, and West Ham would be in the relegation zone now. And I think right now, at the point that they are with just one team, behind them, I don't think they can afford to slip up in any game. They need as many wins as they can. They need to hope that Spurs themselves do not win. Yeah. And that itself might be difficult given how many games are left in the season. So I think they'd be disappointed to go down to Brentford. Yeah.
Okay, so they are still top. They are not in the red zone yet. I mentioned that they were in the red zone. They are not in there yet. So they have 36 points, even though they are losing today. Spurs have 34. So if Spurs wins tomorrow,
they go above
West Ham, then they swap places.
And I think even if West Ham were able to get a draw, I think Spurs have a better goal difference. So it means that West Ham would be in the relegation zone on goal difference. Like last week when Spurs took the lead and West Ham was still drawing their game. So I just think that they need to get as many wins as they can. I think they are a bit unfortunate to be in this situation. They looked at times during the season like they were going to get rid of Nuno as well. After they got rid of Graham Potter to bring him in, and it looked like his impact hadn't necessarily been immediate. But he's had some good results. But I just think that their form itself hasn't necessarily been consistent throughout the whole season. That's what affected them. They've had more spells where they've been in a bad run of form, and getting to the end of the season, it's definitely going to be crucial for them.
Well, let's see what happens.
That West Ham look like
West Ham have equalized. Oh, that didn't take long. I mean, just when he ended, and then Mavropanos with that perfect response for the Hammers. Look at the fans, super elated. I mean, they understand the occasion.
I mean,
there's a job to be done today.
The other thing about this type of the season, the more you have to play for, the more fired up you should be as compared to your opponents who are. But they are chasing Europe.
Yeah, I like the way West Ham have approached their last 4 games. There's one player on the right,
I think he's at the far end there. And I think if his shoulder might be in an offside position.
Yeah. Oh, that should be a difficult check, but let's see. But I was just saying that I like how West Ham have approached the last 4 or 5 games that they've played, especially knowing what's at stake to deal with, dealing with relegation and all of that. You can tell on the pitch that there's this sense of urgency with the way they approach every game that they've played from, as at when they found themselves in that position.
But you don't need to.
Unlike Spurs.
I mean, that's a fair point, but I don't think you need to wait until you're in that position, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But I mean, they didn't approach. They didn't do it way better before the games I've mentioned. But now they understand that, look, we need to win certain games to jump out of the red zone. That's what I'm saying, unlike Spurs, because I'm comparing the way Spurs also do play their games. I mean, the way they approach games.
Yeah, I think the goal has been ruled out for offside.
Okay.
From our partner,
so it's an offside,
Again, this is also one of the disadvantages of this rule, because if you are trying to attack, you'll be leaning forward. And if you are trying to defend and play some offside, you'll be leaning backwards. So there's always going to be, especially when it's something that marginal. But yeah, West Ham need to find another goal to get back level in the game.
Well,
But the Joe Willock need to take that extra touch. 1, 2, 3. Just cut it back. After the second touch, cut it back.
Yeah.
I know he's speedier than all of the guys, and that's even more reason why you should cut it back. There was no need for him to have taken that third touch. If he had been able to get the ball on the cutback, there was Osula in the middle.
Yeah,
I believe there was also
several options.
They would have been able to tuck it in, but to tuck the ball home or maybe force the goalkeeper to make a save. But by taking that extra touch, he invited Carlos Baleba or gave Baleba the chance to be able to make that tackle and prevented the goal.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And prevented a possible goal.
Yeah.
Although they got a corner kick out of it, but I mean, if you have the chance to get a shot on target and get a corner kick, getting a shot on target has a higher percentage of potentially getting a goal than a corner kick.
Yeah. Charlie, the keeper, no,
Yeah,
what's he
Brentford
doing?
game, he came out. Damsgaard had a chance for the ball, and then I don't know how he
What's he doing? But how is Damsgaard missing that chance?
should be scoring.
Oh, Charlie, you have just one player. The pole is big enough to. I mean, coach will tell you that the pole doesn't shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. So how you?
Well,
missing-
Newcastle have scored the second goal from the corner kick.
Well, well, it's Newcastle United 2, Brighton and Hove 0. 23 minutes played. It's the scoreline is actually surprising though, because I'm looking at Newcastle's form
Yeah.
in the last few games that they've played. I mean, they've been very terrible. Kobe, welcome to the show.
Thank you so
Just
much.
your thoughts on Newcastle. They also need it badly because their position has not been too good.
I think it's just come to their notice that they are in 15th now, and so they need to wake up for these last 4 games.
Reality
or so.
check, eh?
Yes. They've realized that this whole season they haven't really been in a relegation
Yeah.
scrap, but all of a sudden they are there. So I guess that's been the wake up call they needed. But then what that tells me is that when a team shows interest in playing in Europe, especially a team that is not in the habit of playing in Europe, there needs to be some level of squad depth development.
Yeah.
Teams need to buy players. They need to invest in their first team, get a second team, and then get some players on the outskirts of their team who can come in and do a job. Because that's the issue. We've seen it with Nottingham Forest, who are progressing in Europe, doing very well in the Europa League, but are performing quite poorly in the league. They are in a relegation scrap, even though with recent form, I don't see any reason why they would actually be relegated, but they should be higher up the table. Same with Newcastle, and the issue has been the fact that this season they've played 4 tournaments rather than 3.
Yeah.
So it's more of an issue of squad depth. But in terms of quality of the actual players, Newcastle are definitely above and beyond 15th position. And so I think they'll just do what they need to do to get out of this relegation scrap and make sure that they get the chance to play Premier League football next season.
Okay. Leave your thoughts with us also. The WhatsApp contact 05 399 0539 986 996. If you're watching us on YouTube too, you can also leave your thoughts over there. On the part of Sunderland, Ballard has been shown a red card for sportsmanlike conduct after Sunderland took the lead in the 17 minutes. So Sunderland are down by 1 man. Numerical advantage on the part of Wolves. I don't even know how they can respond to that question.
It's a shocking one for them, but they have this, like I keep saying, they themselves, the form has tipped a bit in the second half of the season, and I don't know if they're losing not necessarily concentration or like focus, but like they seemed a lot more how to call it, alert to certain things at the start of the season.
Yeah.
They seemed a lot more focused on certain things, and I think going into the end of the season, obviously maybe it also comes down into what their objectives were at the start of the season. As good as their start of the season was, I don't think they would have got carried away. They understood that the main reason the main objective for the season would probably be to remain in the Premier League. And I think that once that was secured, that might have led to 1 or 2 lax performances. Maybe the coach also took some risk in terms of tactically, in terms of players he played in different games and all that. And yeah, it just means that they would be on a run of 3 defeats in a row. So they seem to bounce back. They got 2 wins against Newcastle and Tottenham. Earlier in April and March, but it looks like they haven't been able to maintain that from the Premier League, and they are staring at 3 defeats. They're staring at what could possibly be 3 defeats unless they can hold on to this win. Wolves themselves, they've been relegated, so we're going back to the having motivation and focus again. And I find the conversation around Wolves very strange. I hear a lot of talk about how Rob Edwards has come and he's transformed the club and like he's changed and they're still last.
Yeah.
They've won 3 games all season. I think before under Vitor Pereira they hadn't won a single game all season, if I'm right. So I think he's been able to manage 3 wins, which is far more than 0. But I don't think he's been revolutionary in terms of what he's done for Wolves. And I think Wolves themselves are forgetting how entrenched of a club they were in the Premier League. Like this was a club that was also competing for Europe under Nuno Espirito Santo. This is not they were not battling relegation every other season since they came up. In fact, I can probably say until last season when Vitor Pereira had to come in and save the season, they probably hadn't been in a relegation scrap since their time in the Premier League. But I think that should just go down to, I think they need to have a look at their recruitment. I think they had too much of reliance on George Mendes to bring us the best players that are not. And for a while, they had
that too did not work out pretty well.
Surprisingly, because if you look at some of the talent that came, I think they got Trincao from Barcelona. They had Sarabia there. They've had players of a high quality level, players who played for PSG, like Barca, like high quality players, and somehow they haven't been able to make it work. They also got very complacent to moving some of their best players on. Like, I don't think they needed to move Ruben Neves. Obviously, I understand that he probably wanted to earn the money from Saudi, and that would have been a factor. But he was one of their best players. When Moutinho got old, they weren't able to replace him well. In strike, they never really found someone who was scoring at the rate of Jimenez. And Jimenez, I partly understand because that was after his injury. I think it was only when he went to Fulham, and even that took a while for him to rediscover his form. But basically, I just don't think that their recruitment has been as consistent as it could be. And I think that's just necessarily been an over-reliance on looking at the Portuguese market and their Portuguese contacts and hoping that they can keep bringing them in. It looks like they've hit another one with Matheus Mane, but he is definitely going to move on once the season ends. So for them, I don't know. I'm just surprised that a lot of people are seeing positives in the season. When I look at it, I don't think there has been a lot of positives. They've had some good results. I think the game against Arsenal, coming back to draw against Arsenal, and I think they had a result against Chelsea. Games like that have sort of given the impression that they've had a positive season. But I think they need to. This is another one of the situations where I'm not certain if they go down to the Championship and they are guaranteed to come back up. A bit like what we saw with Leicester last season, how everyone thought Leicester would bounce back up, and they ended up being relegated down to League One. It's not as easy as it seems in the Championships, and I'm slightly worried for Wolves.
Okay. Well, speaking of the Championship, I said earlier in my intro that Ipswich are back playing Premier League football next season. They're actually the 30th side to come straight back to the Premier League. So being relegated the season prior. So Ipswich in there, and then the Hull City fans are also jubilating because their team find themselves in the playoffs. So I think so. We are dealing with Millwall, Southampton, Middlesbrough, and Hull City. Yeah, exactly.
I think they'd be disappointed. They ended up drawing with Middlesbrough, and they are looking for this fairy tale season where they've had back-to-back promotions from League 2 to League 1 to the Championship, and they were hoping to continue the fairy tale by going straight to the Premier League. But I think this is a slight reality check. But it's been an impressive first season in the Championship regardless. Not a lot of teams come from League 1 and immediately start competing for promotion.
You mean Wrexham?
Yeah, Wrexham. Yeah. So I think, and they put up a good showing against Chelsea.
That's Reynolds' team, right?
Yeah. In the FA Cup too, they had a good performance against Chelsea, even though Chelsea came back to win. Looking at the teams that are in contention now, I think Southampton are probably the.
You think they'll be the one to clinch the last ticket?
Yeah, they've been in really good form.
Why are you saying that? Is it because of the prior experience in the PL, or you think they've been here before? So
they're unbeaten in the league since January.
Yeah,
they only defeat the only two defeats across this year against Middlesbrough and earlier in the Championship in January, and losing to Man City this season in the FA Cup. And even against Man City in the FA Cup, they put up an incredible performance. This is including wins against Chelsea as well. So I think they just have the momentum. They've had a spark in them ever since they switched coaches and got rid of Still and brought in Eckhart. And I think that just obviously sometimes in the playoffs, the thing about this is not necessarily always momentum. You see that sometimes, because sometimes the team that has the most momentum going into the playoffs almost feels like they should qualify, and the team that finishes sixth, the team like Hull City because they have the opportunity, they can almost feel rejuvenated, whereas a team like Southampton would feel, or Millwall, who should have also were competing with Ipswich to go up, would feel like we should have qualified. Okay, let's go again. They have to now get themselves up to go again. Whereas the teams that just sneak into the playoff almost have this momentum of thinking that this could be our year. And obviously the playoffs is like, it's an evening factor. You play two semi-finals and a final, and if you are it doesn't really matter how much form you had going into the season. You just need to beat the team that's in front of you. So now it comes down to head-to-head. You could have finished third, but you could have struggled against a team like Hull City. And if you come up against them and you lose, that means that they now have a chance to play in a playoff final and get to the Premier League. And the only team, if I'm being honest, I think might be able to compete again is probably Southampton if they get to the Premier League. But then who knows? If West Ham could have another strange season last year, that's if they survive the season. They could the teams that have been in the Premier League haven't necessarily have also started to get complacent, as we saw.
Yeah,
and that's what's led to teams like Wolves, Tottenham, and West Ham being deep in the relegation battle. So
okay,
it could be an interesting watch next season.
Kobe, just quick thoughts on the Tractor Boys in Ipswich. Back to the top flight after just one season in the Championship. I'm surprised about that.
Not at all. Not at all. I think this is a point I've made many times on in this studio, that the problem with Championship teams that come to the Premier League, and the reason why for the past 4 seasons or so they keep coming up and going back, is that they don't adapt. They don't realize that being the best in the Championship won't make you the best in the Premier League.
Yeah.
The Premier League is a different world, so you have to play differently. You have to adapt your game to the quality of opposition that you'll be meeting, because it's not possible that you will have a top half finishing team when just because you were at the top in the Championship. So congratulations to them, but my hope is that they'll be able to sustain it. They'll be able to
Don't come and repeat what they did
exactly
in that season.
Because when they first came back to the Premier League, I remember there was a game against City where
is it Kieran McKenna still with them?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
He's still with them. Man.
Still.
Wow, Charlie, 2 promotions under his belt. And when he was leaving, he left Chelsea with Liam Delap. They'll come back and also produce another magical player, and then we'll sell him against another big team.
And then we'll see how he does. Hopefully better than Delap right now. Yeah, but as I was saying, I hope that they'll transform tactically, and that they'll be able to be more pragmatic in their play so that they can stay in the league. Because once you get into the groove of the league with teams who came back and managed to stay, like Brentford, like Bournemouth, once you get into the groove of the league and as you know, you play in the league for more seasons, more money comes in, then you're able to recruit higher quality players. Then you can start competing. Then you can have a more free-flowing style of play. But until then, they need to be conservative. They need to play to their strengths and just make sure that they stay and they are able to play next season and the season after that, and for a good amount of time.
Let's finish the conversation around the Championship. I want us to do the teams in the playoffs. Who you think would clinch that final ticket? So you have Southampton, you have Millwall, Middlesbrough, Hull City. Liam Rosinius, Hull City.
I think I'll go with Southampton.
Oh, why are you guys all...
Yeah, based off what I saw in the FA Cup.
In the FA Cup, against City.
Against Arsenal.
Against Arsenal,
yeah. I think I'll go with Southampton. I think I'll go with Southampton.
That should be a good goal.
Because if you battle with the very, very big boys, the teams that are battling for the title, the English Premier League title, and you end up beating one, and you end up getting very close to beating the second one, the other one, and end up losing.
You should have learned a thing or two.
Yeah, by losing in a very grand way with valiant effort. Yeah, you definitely have a little bit of that quality robbed off you from playing those two guys, and to be able to use that against Championship opponents. So yeah, I'm tipping Southampton to go ahead and get it.
I see. Okay, let's see.
Just a quick one. In the Serie A Venezia have also
Venezia
gained promotion.
They came, I think, during the week, right?
Yeah, to the Serie A. And
Charlie,
Venezia, a lot for people who are into sports fashion. Yeah, Venezia is a team that you should be looking out for their jersey. They produce some of the best jerseys. Yeah. Look through their history and
I'm
especially in recent years. Yeah, their jerseys are super good.
No, okay, this was in 2022.
Yeah, their jerseys are super quality, super beautiful, super good. And so seeing them back in the Serie A, it's a good thing. And I really love to see what they bring up next when it comes to their jerseys in terms of their collection, because now it's a part and parcel of sports.
Yeah,
that
teams are beginning to prioritize that
fashion. Now. The sports fashion industry, it's now a big deal. And you look at even PSG recently, they did a collabo with Louis Vuitton they've done a collaboration with Air Jordan, the Michael Jordan brand, the Air Jordan brand for a while, and it's now a part and parcel of what football is, or sports in general is at the moment. And
paying more attention to those.
It's a way of making revenue. Another revenue stream. So seeing Venezia come back to the Serie A, it's really made me happy. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to what they bring up next, now that they are back in the big leagues.
All right, Kwachi, you want to say something?
Yeah, just a quick update. Bayern are losing 2-1. Second, I'll just start.
As for Bayern, they are not serious. They did the same thing last week, and then they bounced back. They
won 4-3.
1-4-3. Is this? They probably
they just brought on
shuffled
the
starting level, right?
Diaz and Olise.
They brought on who? Kane, Diaz, and Olise. I thought Daniel's the same thing.
Honestly, does he need to do this?
I'm shocked.
I don't think he needs to play them.
I mean, sure, but I think I'm also surprised.
Can you run me through the starting 11 for?
The starting 11 for Bayern is Ubik.
Because I think they should have the quality to win against.
No.
This is not.
Forget about the quality. Forget about this game. This game is pointless.
It's done,
you've already won the league.
No, you've already won the league, and it's not like you are trekking to win the point tally record, or you're unbeaten like Bayer Leverkusen, where a couple of seasons back that you need to protect it. No. Honestly, he shouldn't.
And so you think he shouldn't have shown on those?
No, bringing on Olise and Harry Kane before a big game against PSG. For me, it's a big race.
Run me through the starting. Let me see who's starting.
Ubik is a goalkeeper. Stanisic, Kim, Jonathan Tah, and Ito. A midfield of Pavlovic, India, and Goretzka. And then Lima, Musiala, and Jackson.
Nicholas Jackson is starting.
Very unserious lineup.
This is the situation where he should start.
To be fair, Musiala is probably the only player who probably starts against PSG.
Jackson's agent was up to some. I don't know if you guys.
PR for him.
Charlie, you saw it.
Scored 10 goals.
And that he's the top guy and blah blah. If you don't want him, we'll take him.
But did he have?
You think it was unnecessary?
To do that?
You think it was unnecessary, right?
Karl-Heinz Rummenigge said this a long time ago.
So surprisingly the same thought I have.
Keep him.
Exactly the same thought I had, because I was wondering why he put up that statement.
I think the point is the obligation hasn't been met, but if Bayern still wanted to negotiate to buy him, obviously they probably don't want to pay the fee they agreed, the 67.5 million for Jackson. That was even at the time.
Some people also hold this theory that Bayern intentionally did not give him the number of games.
Oh no, I don't think Bayern wanted to purchase him. Put together, it comes to about 90 million. I think in euros, about the loan fee is worth 15 million.
And I was even about the truth is he wasn't even supposed to go there in the first place, because he went, then they said the plane was in the air, they cancelled it, and then he had to come
that was
back.
Chelsea wanted to keep him at the time because but then he thought they got Liam Delap.
So it wasn't even
Delap wasn't an upgrade on Jackson.
But the thing is, Bayern Munich have done a smart bit of business when it comes to this. In essence, I mean, I think the only downside to it is the amount of money they shelled out to pay for the loan deal. Aside that, everything was on point, because you managed to get a guy to be a backup for Harry Kane, in case there was an injury to Harry Kane. And on top of that, you check that box. And on top of that, he was a good contributor. Nicholas Jackson has been a good contributor. I mean, he scored 10 goals, and he has a couple of assists in there. And so he has contributed. It's not like he was just wasting away on the bench. He did contribute. And so you've been able to check that box without having to be obliged to sign him for the long term. I think the loan deal was the amount was a bit excessive, 15 million. But aside that, Bayern Munich did a good job with negotiating this deal. At the end of the day, they made sure that they got someone in there as a backup to Harry Kane. And Karl-Heinz Rummenigge did the math. Even if they had given him all the opportunities, he still wouldn't have been able to make the
threshold or
the threshold of games to activate the clause for them to be obliged to buy.
If Senegal had not selected him for AFCON, he could have met the threshold, but that is also unlikely.
Exactly. So they played the game very well.
How sure that they were starting? Just like makes his point about Harry Kane's fitness.
They played the game very well. They just played the game very well.
Exactly.
And they got what they wanted.
Even in the cup matches, they were still relying on
Kane. 20 games in the league, 9 goals in the nine games in the Champions League. They got 7 goals in the league and 3 in the Champions League. That's a fair. It's nearly 1 in 3. And for someone who's coming off the bench to have, that impact, especially like you said, when you know you're not going to pay for him. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's fair.
All right. Let me take some messages. Take some on our WhatsApp console. You can also leave your thoughts with us on YouTube.
Coming back to the Premier League,
Yeah.
you know what it means? That means that clearly Liam Delap is going back there.
Yeah, he should go back.
I mean, yeah, he'll definitely go back.
Yeah, I'm
there
sure
because-
Chelsea fans will even agree to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But
I mean, this time
get your money
around.
back.
What?
You can get your money back.
No. I mean,
this
loan
can be
deal.
a shot
Probably
at
send him on loan there.
Yeah,
for a
loan
season.
deal. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
don't
time
take him
around, they won't ship him off to
This-
Strasbourg or something. So yeah, just take him back to his own stomping ground.
and it helps with Ipswich's mission of staying in the league.
Yeah.
that would
Because he
really
understands them better. He's
Yes.
going to the manager who
It's
made
an
him.
entirely different team. Like I'm sure you're saying, but it's an
but
entirely
I mean,
different team now.
the
They
coach
have a
is the
striker.
same.
coach.
The
Yeah,
coach is the
Karen
same.
McKenna.
So
The only, it really it suits Chelsea more
Now
than
he,
Ipswich.
Delap, can hit his chest and say that he's got Premier League experience and that his team can rely on him to keep Ipswich afloat.
yeah, I mean, it's the
That's-
same.
I feel like it
once,
suits Chelsea more than Ipswich.
I
Really?
think he suits Ipswich more
No,
than
it's
Chelsea.
the other way around, Gwaji.
Because Chelsea, what did they need the lab for? Because Nicola Jackson is returning.
Yeah,
No, but you
next
need a
season.
market to sell the lap.
No,
Without
the truth is,
Ipswich, how many teams
whether
do you know
Delap
are willing
is
to
there or
pay?
not, whether Delap is there or not, Chelsea will not benefit from
Exactly.
his presence or
Yes.
his absence.
And
Wow.
from
So
the way
I
from
think
the way
it's
from the way
better.
things are going, I don't if
On
he
the
stays
pitch
at
of the
Chelsea.
pitch, they won't benefit.
I think it's
I mean,
it's a
how,
season.
how are we writing him off after a season? At this point last
No.
season, we thought he was a
We are
revelation.
not
at
writing him
Chelsea.
off for context.
We
You are
are
looking at
writing
his
him off.
performance in general.
We're
Were you
writing him
impressed?
off entirely.
Rate the laugh for me.
He has not had a good season. It does
Exactly.
not mean he's
So
not
you
good.
should go back
He
to
had a
like,
That's why if you say writing him off, that means that you are shipping him off to like some Turkish league or something.
No, so you
Yes.
think he'll perform well enough that he can come back to Chelsea and play?
We don't know that.
I don't
but
think that he can come back to Chelsea and
And-
play. But must every player be Chelsea material?
yeah.
And that's my point. Why are we making that decision after,
And you
after a
see,
season?
now expectations it matters in this conversation. At Ipswich,
Yeah, he can
mean,
ball out.
there isn't much pressure on you. At
I
Chelsea,
feel like there's lots of turbulence at Chelsea. He had to deal
If
with Maresca. Maresca probably didn't. Well, he wasn't first choice under Maresca. Then he had his red card nonsense, which meant that he went further down the list. Come Rosina. Rosina doesn't have time to back you.
Are you
He needs-
doing
he needs to
PR
wing
for
you. I'm
the
not
love of
doing. I'm not doing PR. I'm just pointing out that it's been one season, and I feel like we've categorically
And the,
decided that
and the
Liam Delap
chaos
is not a
won't
good
stop
player.
because
And
there's
that's just
another
why I find
manager
strange.
coming in.
yeah.
The chaos won't stop. So what do you do as an individual? Even you as an individual,
Nicolas Jackson
would,
is also coming back.
would want to push to go to a place where you are familiar with the environment,
Mhm.
especially the coach, and on top of that, where there's stability. Because the chaos won't stop at Chelsea.
Kwachi, you can
Enzo-
pull up his numbers and
Enzo Maresca, see,
you, you just pull it.
He almost
Yeah,
doesn't
the
have
Enzo
chaos
numbers.
Maresca is gone.
Yeah.
He almost
Liam
doesn't have
Rusigne
numbers.
is gone, and a new coach will be brought in.
Mhm.
So if you are Liam Delap, that means you have not even spent like a full calendar year at Chelsea,
Yeah.
but you are going to be playing under 3 managers. And like, how is that stable? There's no way that is stable. And some of the players too will also be shipped out. We know about 3 of the defenders will be shipped out.
Mhm.
Then you have to look at Jamie Gittins and Garnacho.
Yeah.
Those guys too, some will be shipped out. So where is the stability?
Actually, standards have dropped
So-
now.
They are really
When you look
struggling.
at it, yeah, if I'm Liam Delap, I'll even be
Yeah.
the one
You-
pushing for
you would
a
push for
loan
the
deal
move,
to
yeah.
Ipswich.
Or Coventry, sir.
I think
yeah,
it's bad
Ipswich.
for a player. I think you enter the Sancho, even though Sancho is doing well at Aston Villa now, it becomes, if you can only do well at one club, I think it becomes a problem for you going forward, especially even in international football and for other clubs. Because it looks like you need certain things to be done in a certain way before you can thrive. And not every club is ready to build a club around you and to just feed you. And that's why I think that for him, reputation-wise, I don't think a season is long enough. Like, you waited long enough to get this move. He was a championship striker. Waited
Yeah.
long enough to get a move to a
What was his goals
a
again?
Champions League.
10 goals.
12 goals.
12 goals.
12 goals.
Yeah, for Ipswich, yeah.
I think
And
yeah,
that's
right.
why there was the belief that okay,
Oh.
once we project
Yeah.
he gets to Chelsea, we
This
project
time-
that he'll get 6 more.
Yeah.
Then that will be 18 league goals.
Because personnel wise,
yeah, personnel wise they are
It's an
better than
increase, yeah.
Ipswich, and so 18 league goals and 18 league goals. I mean that's very solid. That's quite impressive.
But if
And
you
so
look at the
that
actual
was the
numbers-
projection, but unfortunately it didn't
It
work
didn't-
out
yeah.
that way. And
Kobe, you say something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that. Look, the man himself.
You should take the move, eh?
If you ask him, he will tell you that he's not cut out for Chelsea. Honestly, I don't think he has what it takes as a footballer, and there's nothing
that's where it starts getting unfair.
I don't think there's anything that the people at Chelsea can do to help him.
Mhm.
So I think he should look at himself
accept that his level is Ipswich and just go there and be a star there. The coach is the same. The fans are the same. So go where you are recognized, go where you are loved, go to a system that's
maybe we should even check the last players he played with and see
top level
if there's
player that
a major
like
change. I'm not sure there's been massive change like that.
I'm
not sure they lost a lot of players like that.
Yeah, no, but I don't. Ipswich. I think that there's a lot of their squad has been.
Maybe you have to check that and compare it to the current team.
I'm looking at his stats this season. They're not that impressive. There are lots of this is off the bench, but it's 37 appearances, 2 goals, and I remember each of those 2 goals. I remember the Champions League one against Barca. There was one in the Premier League. If you
this is a Chelsea striker.
Yes,
someone
and
who is
he has
number
4
9
assists,
for Chelsea.
and 3 of those assists came in one game, and that was in the FA Cup game.
Against Hull City.
Against Hull City,
where Pedro Neto scored a hat-trick. Yes, he played as a 10. So all of these things put together.
So in 37 appearances, I can say that he's only had an impact in 4 games.
Wonderful.
So that's how they call it: 2 goals, 1 assist in another game, and 3 assists in one game. And that's just. But there have been moments where he has looked good.
Okay.
And that's
we hear you.
No top level player looks at himself and says, "No, I'm not good enough for this environment. Let me go somewhere where every top level backs themselves."
Go and ask Jadon Sancho.
Yeah. Honestly, they look at some players.
And I think they all know it's a bit like even the Bechain boy, the guy who was signed for Bechain.
Who the City guy, the one who went to City again. What's his name? I forgot. He has this name, this Muslim name like that.
Yeah,
I'll get his name.
Yeah. He still has this belief that this is just things are changing, like this is just the start of better things. And that's why I'm saying that if you need to make it at that level, you need to at least recognize within yourself that even if you need to take a step down, you're taking a step down so you can work and things can align and then you go forward. I don't think you can be a top level footballer playing in the Champions League, playing in the Premier League with self-doubt that all these players are far better than me. I'm never going to fit in here.
No, it's not self-doubt. It's reality check.
No, but then that's what I'm saying.
There's a difference between reality check and self-doubt.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that it's for most players it's arrogance and ego and self-belief that's not necessarily rational.
I think I belong to a certain space.
Yes, and and even when you don't, you need to keep believing in yourself, that build your own self-confidence to think that this is just you and me. I'm on a way to bigger things. And I think innately happens to a lot of human beings, and especially for a player playing at that top level, especially to have a season like he had, for that move to manifest. And let's not forget, his father played for Man City. This is he's also someone who is probably.
But if his father has played in Man City and he's
Aminu Mohammed. Aminu Mohammed.
Yeah.
And funny enough, it was Kudus's former agent, Jennifer Mendel.
Yeah, that broke the deal.
She was she got Kudus caught her attention because of Aminu Mohammed's breakout in 2017 at the under 17 level.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that was the last time Ghana got to the under 17 World Cup or played at the under 17 World Cup. 2017. That's very shocking. And so it was through him that Kudus's former agent caught wind of there's also this friend of or teammate of Aminu Mohammed, whose name is Mohammed Kudus, and that's how they met.
That's a super goal from Newcastle United. I thought it was
it looked like it would be a foul. That could have been a red card for
Osula. Charlie, this guy's form in the last 4 or 5 games for Newcastle has been really good. Yeah,
and the thing that's surprising for him is if you look at the Newcastle team, he's probably not supposed to be the starting striker.
Yeah.
Last week they started with Voltmother and Wissa on the bench, and
I think after that performance against United, when he took the ball on the left, the right, when passes mark, he's been very good. So is Newcastle 3?
Yes, 3-0.
Newcastle United 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Elsewhere in Germany, Bayern Munich 2. Heidenheim to Leon Goretzka with a brace, an assist from Michael Olise.
They're back.
Yeah, they are back.
Yeah. So this week as well, Eddie Howe started to involve Mada and Wissa on the bench, and Ilanga for the second week in a row. And this we go back to what we were talking about last week and his recruitment and how he's been unable to get the best out of some of the players that have been brought in to help him. But it looks like somehow Murphy or Sula is working for him up front rather than the big money boys.
Then he should stick to Murphy and Ozula for the rest of the season, because the big man. What is Brighton also doing? Or Newcastle?
I think that's one of the reasons why the Howe will be let go. Yeah, because they cannot go out there, spend all that money that they spent, and you can't seem to have a way of, or figure out a way of playing them and trying to get the best out of them. No, that
It's clearly
it's one of the reasons why they'll let him go.
Yeah.
Because it's not like Baltimore has been trashed this season. He's been very good.
I agree.
He's been very, very good. It's Johan Wissa who has disappointed. And even with him, I mean, if you miss 5 months of football with a knee injury,
Yeah, I was just about saying that.
it'll definitely take a while for you to get going. So you look at the signings that they made. Yes, they haven't delivered the way they were expected to deliver. But in all, you watch them and you can clearly tell that, okay, yeah, there are signs there. There are significant signs there
that they can be better.
that they can be better. And so what needs to be done is for them to be able to get some solid game minutes, and they will get going. But one moment Walter is playing, the next moment he's not playing, another moment he's playing as a number 10, and Anthony Gordon is the one who's playing as the lead striker. What is this? So
Chaos.
I look at it and I don't think, looking at the results too, I don't think Eddie Howe, he will be kept on in this job at the end of the season. I think they'll let him go.
I think the only thing that will work on him is he can always argue consistently that he's always struggled when they had to manage European football and Premier League football, and then the next season has always been an improvement, and that's fair because when he came in and they didn't have Champions League football, they would get them Champions League football. The next season they had some problems. Then he was able to settle down again, locking and get Champions League football. I still think Aston Villa should have made it last season, but they weren't able to seal it. So Newcastle made it through, and now that this season they made it to the round of 16, they lost quite heavily against Barcelona. But I think because of the extended Champions League feed, now it's not even 6 games; it's 8 games in the Champions League, plus the knockout. So that's just 10 games already, like before you even make it to the quarterfinals. So that probably affected them because it looked like they were able to also put out some of their better performances in the Champions League.
And to add on to what Yao and Angelo have said, I think when it comes to building a club, let's say when big investors come in and they are pumping money into a club that is used to a certain level of mediocrity, I think the model should be Chelsea. Because when Abramovich came in, no, honestly, when Abramovich
meant the Clear League era.
No, I'm talking about Abramovich. When Abramovich came in, he met Claudio Ranieri as the manager. He gave Ranieri a season, 03-04, because Abramovich bought the club in 2003.
Yeah.
Then he gave Ranieri the 03-04 season to see what he could do. He pumped money into the club, transfers were made. Ranieri still underperformed. So he sacked him and he brought in Mourinho, who had just won the Champions League with FC Porto.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Newcastle needs to do. The Saudis have purchased the club. They are pumping money into the club. So you can change the players. But if you don't change the one who is managing the players' productivity or what the players will give you will still be mediocre. So they need to change Eddie Howe. Not because he is a bad manager. He's simply not at the level of the ambition.
But he should earn a certain journey.
Yes.
Which is that what he's done, it's okay. Somebody should come and take over.
Exactly. Someone should take over.
I mean, to be fair, there was a similar thing with Man City when they were bought. They tried to persist with Mark Hughes for a minute, and they tried to give him a chance to win. But then it was only until they brought in Roberto Mancini,
and those squad,
that they were able to transition and win well.
For Newcastle, I think they should go in for Oliver Glasner.
Really?
I think he will be the perfect man for the job.
To be a step up.
Not Jose again.
Oh no! I mean, Jose is being reportedly linked
on Madrid's
to Real Madrid, and so I think Oliver Glasner will be very, very good for them. I think he will be perfect for them. A man who knows how to win titles, even with small clubs.
Yeah.
And the fact that this time around he will be able to get a good level of backing in terms of personnel, a bit of money to go out there and also to shop for players. Yeah, I think he will be the best for Newcastle moving on. And to ride on the back of what the guys were saying, that if you come in and you spend a lot of money, you should also go out there and spend some money to get a top level coach to match the player quality that you bring in. I think it's spot on, because you look at a player like Zico, like as in back in the day, Zico, Brazil legend Zico. he moved over to Udinese, and one of the Italian journalists wrote that it was like fitting a Ferrari engine into a Fiat car. Like he was just way too bigger than the club, and unfortunately, unlike what Napoli did with Maradona, they didn't quickly fit the team with players of his ilk to more or less scale up and to match up with what he brought to the table. And so it just didn't work. But with Napoli, once Maradona got in, they quickly brought in other pieces from that Argentina team, and boom, the next thing you know, they are winning the Serie A title, and then went on to win the Europa League, back in the day, UEFA Cup. And they won multiple titles. So that's how you do it. But if you are going to persist with the coach who was already there, then that coach also needs to be someone who it's a bit more, he has that bit of charisma, and it's a quick learner, more or less.
I mean,
and if he doesn't have those things, then you definitely have to replace him.
Okay. I mean, just not to go on an example here, there's a very similar thing with PSG as well. When the PSG came in during the season, I think PSG were led by Antoine Kumbari. And then they tried to, that was the season that Montpellier went on to win the league. So the first season they were unsuccessful, and during mid-season they got rid of him and brought in Carlo Ancelotti, and the rest is his history with PSG. So I think PSG have done I think Newcastle have done their best with Eddie Howe, but at some point, until he's able to prove himself as a top level manager elsewhere, and then they appoint him, there's just a way these things go sometimes. And I think, like you said, Eddie Howe has done as much as he can for Newcastle. He made them competitive. But in order to get them to the next level, where their level of investment, which is equal to their level of investment, I think they need to find a top level coach, and hire him.
Okay. 97.3. This is the Republic of Football. We are live on YouTube as well. City Sports GHA, and also live on TV, Channel 1 TV. 0539969996. That's the WhatsApp text line. If you are watching us on YouTube, also leave your thoughts with us. I'll read them. We're taking a very quick break. When we come back, there's more football talk for you right here on the Republic of Football. I'm Gabi Affair. We'll be back after this. Public of Football 97.3. Grab your fare here. With Yahweh Jim Intact, Kobe Obane. And Manuel Angelo Kwache. 053996 996. 053996 Let me take your messages now. Starting off from our WhatsApp console. Danilo says, I have a feeling the UCL final will be a replica of the Club World Cup final. Okay. Kobe Baden listening from Dansuman Sarah says,
Chelsea are not
yeah,
going to
I don't know what you want to say, but I don't know what he's trying to say because it was Chelsea and PSG. Okay. Kobe Baden listening line from Dansuman Sarah says, this season hasn't been good for Wolves relegated. Wolves back from German Bundesliga also battling relegation. Wolfsberger from Austrian Bundesliga battling relegation. Okay. Jean from Adenta says, is Arsenal playing today? Yes. Arsenal are taking on Fulham at 4 p.m. at the Emirates. Dan from Abeka says, speaking of sense of urgency, Arsenal, even in their current plight, does not have any. Arteta seemed to have forgotten that at this point, just winning games is not enough. You must win with more goals. I was surprised at the level of jubilation in their Newcastle United game. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, winning away to Newcastle is never easy.
Yeah.
And I think Arsenal just,
That's
especially for the relief, especially obviously winning one is not what they wanted, but then if you end up winning 1-0 and it's a tight game like that, I think sometimes it can actually mean a bit, if that makes sense. Like the tension released a bit more because it was at the end of the game was getting a bit tense for them trying to see out the result. So the most important thing is what's happening at the end of the season. I think that's where they know that they have more than enough games to be dominant enough to win games. So shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so on YouTube, I'll say Josiah says Bayern today too. JKX says wait and see what PSG2 would do. Both teams want to conserve energy. Okay, it says greeting guys. Okay, it says JKX also says I won't be surprised if PSG and Bayern and Atletico Madrid drop points today. Raymond Decoder says City Sports is always the best. Okay, thank you. It says Nantes has scored Marseille. I'll see Josiah with that update. Sweet Kwame says come on Fulham, the table is close. Lakadesika was giving us her updates regarding the what?
I think a penalty has been given the West
Ham game. Malik Diop,
yeah, with a foul on.
He was fouled. Okay.
Dango Ouattara.
Okay. Lakadesika says I'd rather have Spurs get relegated than the Hammers. Okay. Let me see.
Free kick. I think it should be a free kick.
Did he touch the player?
Yeah, I think it's a foul. But
I mean, he slid and there's contact.
Inside.
Wait, the contact is inside the box. So.
But
Yeah.
Contact is inside the box.
Contact is inside the box. So that was Malik Diop and who was that other player? Sadiki?
Dango Ouattara.
Ouattara. Okay.
Charlie, sometimes being a manager is hard because you look at that and you just came into the second half. It's a must-win game. There's no need to be sliding. No, I get how dangerous the play, but just trying to see the player to the byline. But now
what is he been shown a red card?
No, I think he just disappointed with the concession of the penalty. And yeah, like clearly when you look at Nuno's face, this is not what he said at halftime.
Yeah. Well, let's see what I
think it's been given.
It's been given. Yeah. Clearly, Diop looks very distraught. If Brentford score, will Brentford 2, West Ham United 0, and then West Ham will be hoping that Spurs also lose, so that they don't get in the relegation zone. That's
penalty, man.
Yeah, Jamie test striker. Igor Thiago. This guy. This guy. I see was a one season.
Yeah. He has been written all over him. That Michu type.
Yeah, vibes.
Swansea. Swansea. Michu type guys. Yeah.
What now he has 16 goals, 17?
No, he has 18.
18. So if he scores
20.
This will be his 22nd.
Yeah, 22nd. Yeah.
How many penalties?
Because he scored 2. the last time. So he had 21. Yeah, so if he scores this one, he'll be 22. He has like 11 penalties or so.
Oh, Charlie.
If you look at
11, that's half of
like
the goals.
10, 11 penalties. Yeah,
Almost half of the goals.
and even the open play goals, you can tell that
some way.
it's not.
I remember that goal he scored against Man United. It was an open play goal, brilliant shot. But the way he hit it, he even scuffed it. On any other day, it would be a scuff shot because it came off his shin pad. And it was off trajectory, but where he was positioned made it difficult for him to hit the ball so wildly off target that he would miss the entire goal.
Yeah.
So he hit it. It was going off target, but because he was positioned in the middle, so the ball traveled this way.
Yeah.
But it ended up in the top corner of the net because it was going away from the goalkeeper. So some of the goals. Yeah, you even look at it and you're like, on any other day, he won't be scoring that.
Well, he's playing for Brazil now.
That's his 22nd goal in
the
the
league.
EPL.
Yeah, he had 19
this season.
Then I think a couple of games back, he scored 2 goals in the same game. So that puts him to 21, and he was very close to Erling Haaland before Erling Haaland scored those 2 goals in back-to-back games.
Yeah,
he scored a goal each in 2 straight games in a row. Then that's what pushed him ahead of Igor Thiago in the goal scorers list. So this is his 22nd goal.
Yeah,
but for me, he's not a guy that is trustworthy.
Charlie,
I don't know. His production is not trustworthy.
You don't want to give the young man's flowers to him.
He's a bit older. He's not that young, to be fair.
Oh, I think he's maybe like
how
at most 23.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you check it.
Are you sure?
He's a lot.
Yeah,
younger
he's
than
one
he
of those
looks.
guys that look.
He gives
old,
me
but like,
30, early 30 vibes. Though.
He's a lot younger than he looks. He was born in the
He's
21st century.
24. 25.
solid year.
That's
prime year.
peak age, yeah.
But like I said, his production is not trustworthy. I don't know.
I mean, I also think you need to look into Brentford's winning of penalties this season. They've had a lot of penalties won this season. I don't know if it's a tactic. I think it's one of the things that players need to. They've also had some penalties from the handball, and I'm not. If you remember Salah's penalty against the penalty Salah won against Sissoko in the 2019 final, there've been a lot of those type of. Once it hits your hand, it has to be given as a fine. Something I guess because the trajectory of the ball. It's how do you call it? Determined by the hand, and if your hand is in play, it definitely means that it's a foul.
And it's even worse in Italy. It's even worse in Italy. As in the interpretation of that particular rule, it's more harsh in Italy in the Serie A
as soon
than
as it touches your hand, it's like
in Italy. As soon as it touches your hand, it's a foul.
Also, Italian refereeing there. The less said, the better.
So for them, they really enforce this whole tactic of putting your both hands behind your back if you were a defender. They really enforce it. Because as soon as the ball touches your hand, no matter how close, proximity, it hit the ball came off your knee first, the ball came off your thigh first, the ball came off your chest first. Once it touches your hand, penalty.
Okay, so Brentford to West Ham United.
So just looking,
0.
to put the pan on that.
On Igor.
Brentford have the most penalties awarded this season. They have 10.
The
next closest
the
team
most penalties awarded this
10.
season.
And
10.
I think Igor Thiago has scored all of them.
That's some crazy statistics.
Yeah,
He scored all 10.
His conversion rate's 100%, but I think someone else has missed a penalty for Brentford.
Yeah, I'm also looking at his XG here.
So that's what, like 9?
Yeah, so he has
so out of those 21 goals, 20.
And I don't know if this has been added yet.
This hasn't been added.
No, it's yet to be added.
So 10.
Because even here on the Premier League official website, they are yet to.
Yeah, so like I said, 10 penalties out of 22 goals. Nah, I can't trust. I can't trust your production.
And Chelsea they have at least 3 more penalties than any other team, which clearly means that there's a tactic to. They can't be that fortunate. I'd like to think.
David Duncan.
Teams at this level.
Yeah. David Duncan always says it. Like, if you're a striker, the best place to be is in the penalty box. That is your room of operation. That is your room of operation. And on top of that, you get rewarded for any foul or any infringement that goes against you. So why wouldn't you always want to be or receive the ball inside the box?
You think that's what Igor has perfected, eh?
Yeah, no, actually, it's not even ego thing. I think it's
But
more
just
like
a
you said, like
general
a team thing.
Yeah.
That try as much as possible to get the ball into the box, to a player there, and hold on to it.
Is that what
Do something.
Haaland 2 is all about?
No, Haaland is beyond penalties. I mean,
No,
Haaland is more.
I'm talking about more like a player, fox in a box, so somebody who, because I think his game has been slightly refined.
Yeah.
Now he drops deep sometimes to. If you look at what he's doing, if you look at what he's doing now at Dortmund.
Yeah. I
wasn't
mean now,
seen,
he's a bit more, he's a bit better. He's improved his game. Dortmund, he was, as raw as they come. Yeah. But still, that's the reason why scouts will still not rate him above Harry Kane. No matter the goals that he scores, they will still not rate him above Harry Kane, because there's a way to play against Erling Haaland, but there's no way to play against
difficult to play
Harry
against Kane. Kane gives you several.
He can kill you in different ways, in multiple ways. Erling Haaland, you can play him in a certain way and you neutralize the threat. Arsenal have done it multiple times with Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba.
Yeah.
Newcastle have done it multiple times.
Malik Thiaw.
They've done it.
Yeah. I've seen that battle too.
Size him up against defenders that are big. Even Brighton and Hove Albion, Dan Burn and no, not Dan Burn. Their captain. I'll get his name. They've been able to do that on certain levels to certain degrees of success. Because Louis Dunk.
Oh, okay.
Because it's just
he's also well built.
Yeah, match him up against.
But that's a very good observation, because it means that, because I realized that game, that battle between Haaland and then Trevor Chalobah. You realize he won the battle over Trevor
because he's bigger than Chalobah. He's taller than him, so he's bigger than him.
Every route every long ball that was Haaland wins it.
You get it. So match him up against players that are physically imposing as him, and have just enough decent speed to cover or to stay with him over the first 10 yards, 10 meters, and get them to be very physically aggressive with him. Yeah, you neutralize him about 90% of the time, because he dropping deep and his link up play is not the best. His first touch is not even the best, and on top of that, his biggest weakness, he still struggles playing with his back to goal.
Yeah.
So get him to face his own goal. Do not get him to be on the half 10 or fully 10 facing your goal. Trust me, you've neutralized him. His ability to play, to be able to score goals from open play.
Yeah.
Maybe it will come through a corner kick or a tap in or a penalty. But he being able to score from open play, if you do these things, you're 90% through.
Well, that's it. Kwaji, you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, just to revert back to the race for Europe, I think Brighton's loss and Brentford wins actually puts Chelsea back in the conversation. But then it means the gap between City and Chelsea is on 3 points, and they have a better goal difference. So looking at this, if they had not changed their manager, I'd probably back them. I still think to choose a less experienced manager to lead your team when you already have an inexperienced manager is it's confusing. But if they are able to somehow find some momentum until the end of the season, Chelsea should be able to back that 6th spot. But that would also mean that they are not looking at the race for the Europa League, not necessarily for the Champions League anymore. And because I think the gap between 5th and 6th is it's far gone up. I think it's 7 points. So with one more game, if you play one more game, that means you're left to 9 points. And that means you need to win all your games and hope the other team loses all their games. And I think that's unlikely. So it looks like the top 5 will probably stay as it is. But in terms of securing the Europa League football, Chelsea, if they're able to win this weekend, would be in the would be the front runners for that race. The thing I don't know is whether Brighton has scored.
Yeah. Well, Brighton have equalized. Hinshelwood.
And it all came off a terrible clearance from
Newcastle.
Nick Pope. From Nick Pope. Just stand on the ball, get the ball under control, and clear it. He rushed. Look at his clearance. Look at.
But he did a similar thing.
He hit the first half.
He hits a player and then the ball hits the post.
His clearance. There was no pressure on him. So why couldn't he just stand on the ball and gather himself well to deliver?
I like the way Brighton just moved the ball.
To deliver a stronger clearance or a longer clearance. But he rushed it. There was no one rushing on him. But he rushed the process and ended up scuffing his clearance. What's What sort of clearance was that? No one. After seeing this, if I have been able to spot this, you think Thomas Tuchel hasn't been able to spot it?
No,
He won't go to the World Cup. This guy, he'll go to the World Cup.
So Pickford, Trafford, and who?
I won't be surprised if even Ramsdale will be picked ahead of him, or Henderson.
Yeah, Dean Henderson is also.
I think Henderson's a really good shout.
Yeah.
For
Charlie,
he's been fortunate in this game. He's been very fortunate in this game. I think it was Minter in the first half that he cleared the ball against him, and it ended up hitting the post and nearly going in. So
I even have a feeling Brighton will even add a second. Make it 2 because the way they are playing, Newcastle are looking very flat after taking 2 goals up. At the Molineux, Wolves have also equalized against Sunderland, so it's 1-0 between
one of the Buenos.
Yeah, one of the Buenos. They have 3 Buenos.
4
Buenos.
Yes.
All Portuguese. Interesting. So yeah, it's 1-0 between Wolves and Sunderland. Also at the GTEC 2, Brentford 2, West Ham United 0. I've seen somebody saying that we are being unfair to Igor Thiago. We are not being unfair. We've given him a slice.
No, the thing is, we follow football for a long time, and we've seen these type of flashes happen several times.
And we're only saying that. I mean, what we are saying is actually statistics based. So the goals he scored 10
penalties.
10 penalties, and it's there. Asking if it just is a flash in the pan.
I honestly believe it's a flash in the pan. I honestly believe so. I don't see Igor Thiago scoring over 20 goals in the Premier League.
Let's allow the season to end and see next season.
But I'm saying things. That's our job.
We've seen
that's
our
job.
Before,
like we see things and make predictions based off research, facts, and sometimes nuances.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at his production, and I don't see him being able to score more than 20 goals plus or 20 plus goals a season in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it.
If I can jump to
I just don't see it.
I'm looking at his stat here. Igor Thiago.
Okay.
For his career, it looks like for Club Brugge, which is a different level to the Premier League. But for Club Brugge, in 2023-2024, he played in 55 games. He scored 29 goals and got 5 assists.
55 games, 29 goals,
5 assists.
So that's 34 goal involvements.
That's
not bad.
Yeah, that's
playing for Ludogorets, which again.
Ludogorets Razgrad. That's what Bulgaria. Yeah,
he got 19 goals. I mean, these are not crazy numbers. But if you add to the fact that we say he's 24 now, so this is when he was 21. He's not exactly inconsistent. Because first season at Brighton, he only played 8 games, no goals that season. But that was
he was injured. He had a foot injury.
Yeah.
So this is his first proper season at Brighton, and if we were to give him the benefit of the doubt, that means he scored in 3 consecutive seasons that he's played. He scored 19 goals, 29 goals, and 24 goals. I mean, there's potential there.
Top striker Igor Thiago. Maybe Chelsea can be looking at him.
And scoring penalties is not against the rules, as Ronaldo has shown. So I think he has every chance of.
But I'm still
replicating this at Brentford.
But do you think Carlo Ancelotti would look at him?
Well, Carlo Ancelotti has looked at
him.
Yeah,
he has called him. He already called him up. Yeah, he and Enrique even featured in their last Brazil
for the World Cup proper.
I won't be surprised.
Esteval is not going to be there. I think
Militao won't be there.
Rodrigo is not going to be there. So there's a lot of call for Neymar, and we hear that.
And
but
even
Neymar, I don't think
I think he'll give Ancelotti to a lot of options.
Yeah, because he's different.
He's very different compared to the strikers that.
I think he's definitely going to be selected.
Yeah, he'll go to the World Cup. Oh yeah, he'll definitely.
But whether or not he starts the games, but I don't think he necessarily needs to start the games.
Yeah,
he's also going to be vital if you're going to a game and you're looking at penalty shootout and you're trying to look at players to bring on who can give you a better chance. Just on the Brentford penalty shootout, I don't know if they have a penalty. Obviously, they probably have a manager and assistant manager who works on penalties. But it seems like all 3 of them seem to have a similar style. If you remember the way Tony took his penalties, the way Mbeumo takes his penalties,
that's true.
Igor Thiago too also takes his penalties, and that's also been
even this guy also behaved that way sometimes. The chap at Newcastle, Johan Visa. Yes.
He also had a way of taking a penalty similar to that. So. And it looks like it works really well for them. The conversion rate is quite high as a team, not even just Igor Thiago.
Well, so that's it on Igor Thiago. His 22nd goal for Brighton, putting Brighton Brentford. Putting Brentford 2-0 up against West Ham United. At this point, I'm not sure West Ham do have answers though.
Clash of heads.
I'm not really sure West Ham do have answers. So Newcastle are making some changes. 3. Johan Visa, Louise Hall, who is the other one? Harvey Barnes. Coming on. Eddie Howe still asking questions. He wants to pick the 3 points and then lock it up for the subsequent games. Let me just do a quick update around the other league centers. You can also send your thoughts 054996 054996 So the teams who are playing who played in the Champions League and will play this midweek, they are all misbehaving. PSG is also playing 1-0 draw with Lorraine.
Oh no, because they've heavily rotated their squad.
Yeah, so no, boys are looking for.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Daniel.
investors.
Okay.
Then
But they should have known.
weekend you should have been cautious.
But they should have known.
Yeah, so
They should have known.
1.5 over 1.5.
Yeah, they should have known because
So both teams to score.
Bayern Munich have already won the league.
Yeah, so I'm sure you have to look at
And
the.
trust me, even if they had lost the league and ended up winning the UEFA Champions League title, Vincent Company would have been happy. Oh, of course, you want to win every title available.
Yeah.
But between the league and Champions League, for a club like Bayern Munich, it's the Champions League. I mean, you won the league, big deal. In the Bundesliga, if you're Bayern Munich,
Expected.
yeah, big deal. Expected. It's the UEFA Champions League that's the difference maker. So it was to be expected that they were going to heavily rotate their squad. PSG, the same.
Atletico Madrid, Arsenal.
They changed the entire 11.
Yeah, Arsenal would be very.
They will be cautious. They can't do that. They don't have the luxury to do that. That's why I think even Arteta in his pre-game presser made the call to the Premier League that they should try as much as possible to aid teams competing in Europe.
In Europe, yeah.
The EPL teams competing in Europe a little bit. Because think about it.
So like what, reschedule some of the games?
Yes. For instance, PSG, in the lead up to their game, I think it was against Liverpool, the quarterfinal. They
rescheduled some of the games.
One of their games. Yeah. And Arsenal should be able to also get that benefit because think about it. PSG, they are in the heated league title race with RC Lens in the French Ligue 1, but they'll still win it anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
and you look at Bayern Munich, they won the league title. You look at Atletico Madrid, they are out of league title contention, they've checked out. So everyone is playing to their advantage except Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because they are at a disadvantage. They are going into a crucial semi-final game against a very good team like Atletico Madrid on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they are playing on Saturday, knowing very well that they cannot draw points. Because if they draw points, they can virtually kiss the title goodbye. So Arteta is justified.
Yeah, but I mean, in the Ligue 1, the game that was rescheduled, that game was against RC Lens, and they protested heavily against it. They didn't want that to happen. I think the only way it was able to happen is the amount of influence that Nasser Al-Khelaïfi has on French football. If I'm right, he won't be in the team. The TV network that has the right for Ligue 1. So essentially, if he wants to reschedule a game, it's conceivable that he's able to have an influence. Whereas in the Premier League, I think you'd probably need a pass where 14 of the 20 teams would probably have to reach an agreement where if a team was in Europe, the league itself will be allowed to reschedule that. And I don't think you'll be able to get that consensus in the Premier League.
Well, Bayern Munich are done with the
comeback.
3-3 on goal. The game has ended. Yeah, so they picked up a point. I
think goes back to Yao's point that he really need to risk it for this game. I think he could have thrown on maybe two
He threw most of his.
Olise and Harry Kane.
Luis Diaz, and
Jonathan Tah, and all of those players.
And he started Musiala in the game, so that's.
For Musiala, I'm okay with it because he's been out for a while. I mean, he got that injury at the Club World Cup.
Yeah,
and he was out for 6 months, 5 months. So I'm all for it. But
at least for match fitness, it makes sense.
Yeah, for Harry Kane. 3-year-old.
I think he's 34 now.
Well, and you are playing him in this meaningless game. Olise has played heavy minutes. You are playing him in this useless game.
Okay.
I don't get it.
Elsewhere, Kashi, just hold on for me. Let me see. Some of the games have ended in Germany. Hamburger SV beat Frankfurt by 2-1. Stuttgart
They connected the first score.
and Hoffenheim played out
He didn't score.
3-3. I'm not sure he even played.
He did. He started the game.
He
Played
started
90
it.
minutes.
Oh.
We know he'll play for us. in the
Right
World
now,
Cup.
you're doing Black Stars watch. So
Yeah.
Just on Black Stars.
So he played?
Yeah, he
He
played.
played, yeah.
90
He-
minutes.
90
Yeah, he's
no,
a
as for
consistent-
Koenigsdorfer, I
he's
think
a
he starts.
consistent
Is
guy,
the
yeah.
goal scoring that?
The goal
Son-Hui.
was scored by Fabio Vieira. If you remember him from
Yeah,
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Hamburger, they have 2 Arsenal guys there. I think there's also Samba.
Yeah, Samba Lokonga is
Yeah,
still
Lokonga.
there.
Samba
Okay.
Lokonga is-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Union
Sambi
Berlin
Lokonga, yeah.
also played out a 2-2 draw with FC Cologne. Union Berlin do have a female coach, right?
Yeah.
Derek Athakon.
He's also there.
Let's see if he also played.
He-
Kashi, check on that for me.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup now, and Derek Adokon did not start.
He didn't play?
Yeah.
But did he play?
Looking
From
at
the bench?
Did he come off the bench? No, he didn't come off the bench.
He's not on the
right?
bench too.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
I think that he
I
has
think
an
he has
issue.
been-
Okay.
Because he's a consistent. He should be our starting left fullback at the World Cup.
Ah.
Oh yeah, he should be our starting left fullback.
Not Gideon Mensah.
Not Gideon Mensah. He should be our starting left fullback at the World Cup. Then you can have the Barcelona athletic boy, Daniel Odru,
As his backup. Oh,
as his
that's
backup.
interesting
Then
pick.
Gideon Mensah will be
But we don't even call him
one of
backup.
those veteran players. Like yeah.
So 3
But-
left
yeah,
backs.
but-
We're really bringing
Yeah, 3
people
left
in.
backs. And
Daniel
you know, Gideon Mensah can slot in if
As
we
a
are
left-
playing like a 3 back.
Yeah.
Yeah, on
The
the
left
left
wing
side.
back.
Yeah, he can play that, and he also can also play as a left wing back. But ideally, Atakon should be the one starting for Ghana at the World Cup.
I mean,
Okay.
for Union Berlin, there's the other striker called Elias Ansah starting. He says he's German, but it's just on the.
Should also go and
They-
look.
they was
Elias
even-
Ansah.
Yeah, they was even coming into the studio.
A-N-S-A-H.
Yeah,
Ansah.
even
Yes.
coming into the studio.
And he's German.
There was this
I
scout
see.
scouting report that chanced on Isaac Bedu.
Yeah.
He's Portuguese, and Chelsea are tracking him.
There's one guy who also plays for Ecuador.
John Yeboah.
John Yeboah.
Yeah,
Charlie,
So there.
God bless Ghana.
yeah. The Isaac Bedu
Yeah.
guy is 16 years. Chelsea are more or less scouting him. Isaac Bedu Portuguese. Yeah.
That just shows how well traveled some of
I
our
mean-
Ghanaian brothers are.
Oh yeah, and it should continue. It should continue.
The calendar idea. oh.
Yeah, you see the way the Niger people have done it. Yeah, all over their offsprings are there. Yeah, Ghana should do same. Yeah, they're
Okay.
doing it. And
I
I
think,
like
actually
it.
think we're going to hit a period where we'll see more, like a bit more of this, because we're now in a generation where there's been more migration that's
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
before
yeah,
us.
yeah,
and
yeah,
I think we'll see a lot more of this.
Okay, Augsburg beats Werder Bremen by 3-1. Bayer Leverkusen and RB Leipzig will play at 4:30. In the Ghana Premier League, Vision FC are taking on Sweden All Blacks. Goalless, 39 minutes. Yao Ming's Sweden All Blacks.
Vision.
Straight from TMU.
Yeah, Yao is also advocating for the inclusion of
Some Ghana Premier League players.
yeah. And then what's the striker's name though?
Rudolph Mensah.
Rudolph.
Yeah,
He plays
Mensah.
for Sweden All Blacks.
Yeah.
Fantastic striker. In the Italian Serie A, Udinese played they beat Torino by 2-0. At 4 p.m. there is Como Napoli. This game should be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Como and Napoli should be a good watch.
Yeah.
And then at 6:45, Atlanta will take on Genoa. Nagbreda are playing. Let's check out our 3 Ghanaian players.
Yeah, they're playing
But Charlie, the team is down by 1 man.
already.
I hope it's not. Okay.
It's not our man.
Yeah, so Andrea Yu is starting. Dennis Odoi is also starting. Kamal Soa, all starting. Charlie, top players,
Fantastic.
all playing, and they're all going to the World Cup as
Great
well.
news, guys. We might
Charlie,
not
Carlos
want-
Queiroz, he get job do.
Hey, you
Hey.
always
Charlie, he get job do
Still
pass.
only one goal for Dede Ayew since.
Yeah, that goal is the header bill. You know,
I mean, but I think if he's played 14 games, I think we need to give credit where it's due. Because a lot of people didn't expect his fitness to, especially having not played for half a season.
Oh, but in terms
after
of
his move
fitness,
from-
I think he's done enough to.
Oh, now he's looking sharp
Yeah.
because their
But he's
game.
starting all the
their
games. I
last
think
game-
the last 4 or 5.
Yeah, their last game I think was against Ajax.
He started.
Yeah, he started, and the way he was running around, chasing down balls. Yeah, he looked very sharp.
Chairman be fit.
Oh yeah, he looked very sharp. He looked very, very sharp.
Here we go with.
But you see, that's the thing. It's not about your fitness. Your fitness is great, But in the day use case, it's not about fitness. It's not necessarily about performance. It's not about experience, because he has those things. And he's been a good performer for Nike Brother since he joined. Right now, the fitness is not an issue. It's about once he gets into the team, the type of environment that changes with his presence and without his presence. That is the issue. You think Carlo Ancelotti is sidelining Neymar or refusing to call up Neymar just because Neymar is not playing well? Neymar is playing quite well.
Yeah.
But he's not, I mean, PSG Neymar or Barcelona Neymar, of course. But he's playing quite well. Objectively speaking, he's playing very well. And you look at his numbers are also solid. But Neymar has this influence on the Brazilian players. Take it or leave it. Most of them grew up watching Neymar, idolizing Neymar. So if you invite him to the Brazil national team, you go to the World Cup, and Ancelotti, you bench Neymar, he starts to grumble a little bit, and you give orders and all. Who do you think the players will go with?
They'll go with Neymar.
They'll go with Neymar.
His militants will start.
So in that situation, you brought about a bit of chaos in the dressing room, and the last thing you need is chaos in the dressing room, especially when you are Brazil and you are under so much pressure. You have not been able to deliver at the World Cup in like 3 straight editions.
Last time they won in 2002.
And even beyond that, if the general performance, it hasn't been great.
Since the heartbreak in 2014.
You lost by 7 goals to 1 when you hosted the World Cup in the semi-final. So they are under a lot of pressure. We think that Thomas Tuchel's job is huge, and we think that Carlos Queiroz' job is huge. Trust me, Carlo Ancelotti's job
Brazil too are going through
huge. It's really huge. The only thing is that Carlo Ancelotti is so accomplished that whether he does well or doesn't do well, there won't be any blemish on his CV. So that's the only thing.
But him and Thomas Tuchel still have that problem where you need to justify why you are. Like,
wait, so
you're head of another national
right now,
team.
is it more about the team? So like England and Brazil than the managers?
Yes, for Brazil, it is the team, not the manager. Carlo Ancelotti doesn't care.
I think the Brazilians and the English themselves have this regret that we have no one good enough, that we've had to go and bring this.
Yes.
So there are people who are now wishing justify why we couldn't find someone who was good enough from our nationality, and we've had to go
lead
and
the
take a
team.
foreigner to lead the team. And
but
the only way we can do that is through trophies, and that's why
I think I agree.
World Cup.
I agree with you.
Ancelotti is probably the same. World Cup is probably the target.
I have that same feel whenever I read stories around the Brazilian national team. I feel like it's more about
the players.
Team.
Vinicius.
Even though they need an experienced lad to guide them.
It's more about the players. Vinicius, up until he got injured. Rodrigo. It's about those players like Casemiro. It's about those guys. Marquinhos has done it for PSG. Okay, what have you done for Brazil?
Nothing.
It's about them, and not about Carlo Ancelotti. But with England, it cuts across because Thomas Tuchel, yes, you've done your job. You've done well with Chelsea by winning the Champions League title. But the following season, what happened? It didn't go so well. You got sacked. You went to PSG. You got them to the Champions League final. You didn't win it, but the season after, chaos. Then you left. Third goal for Brentford.
Well, there's a third goal from Brentford, Mikel Damsgaard, with the icing on the cake. West Ham United.
I think he's the most underrated player in the
I think I agree.
I mean, they won't go all the way back, but this started from a very bad decision making from Adama Traore. So he was one-on-one with the winger.
Because when I raised, I thought he had the ball.
He had the ball.
What was he doing with it?
He was about to cross, and he crossed.
Because when I was talking, I realized they were in.
And that's the reason why. And that's the reason why he hasn't been able to kick on with his career.
He with his right. And then he came back, and the player clearly came back saying, "Give me the power so I can put the cross in." And then he tried crossing with his left instead, and that was it. Didn't go anywhere. Brentford were able to move it up the pitch quickly. One through ball through to Jensen. He crossed it over for.
Well, this is actually a huge result for Spurs, though. I'm sure Spurs will be looking at
I
think we should give a.
But they still won't beat Villa, though.
But
that's a very difficult one.
West Ham lack agency. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah,
it.
they
That's
look
why I
very- they look very flat
Adama
today.
should have also been the same person who came back to track him, but he came.
Look at all the time that he had.
West Ham
Look
look
at all
flat.
the time.
They look very flat today.
Lewis Potter.
They look
had-
like
Get me.
Look how
And now
easily
he's now
he
coming
turned
back in
away.
position when he was the one
Oh,
who gave
Charlie,
the
that
ball
was,
away.
that was very slow. What were
Yeah,
the
and
defenders
even
doing?
Hermanson, he could have saved that ball. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it was a bit low.
Yeah,
But then
He
should
passed
have-
the ball into the net.
passed the ball.
And so
He
back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
So Ancelotti, he's accomplished. He's super accomplished, and Thomas Tuchel hasn't reached that level. So if he fails to get England to do well at the World Cup, as in get to the semi-finals or the final, or potentially even lift it, then there will be serious questions raised about him. Even and Carlos Queiroz is in the same boat as Ancelotti.
Okay.
He's accomplished.
Yeah.
Whether Ghana does well or doesn't do well,
He doesn't
his
The
CV
legacy is
is
secure.
his CV is secured. His legacy is secured, and CV is not blemished.
But is that not why people are hopeful?
Especially when he came in 3 months to the job,
And so is that not why people are?
to the start of the World Cup.
If
So
you
that's
look
why
at the
people
type
are
of jobs he's taken in
overly
the past.
hopeful.
Like, I mean, I think Iran was okay, but Oman and like,
Yeah, I mean, it's
UAEs,
because at the end of the day, those were openings that he wanted, and he got them. Because if you coach at Real Madrid, what again? During the Galacticos era, it doesn't. Nothing bigger than that comes. You've coached Portugal, you coached Colombia, all of these
John Pope,
countries at the World Cup.
Nick
So
Pope was a bit slippy again. If you look at that, I think
yeah, I saw that a little bit. So sleep. I honestly don't think he's definitely
this
going
guy.
to the World Cup.
And that's like
Well,
three times.
what did he eat before the game? Because he looks very all over the place today.
Yeah. So I look at it and trust me,
That's alright.
they are under a lot of pressure. The Brazilian players are under a lot of pressure. It's the same with England. That one it cuts across
Okay.
because you look at the history between England and Germany. And for Germany to for England to go out there and hire a German as their national football men's team coach, on the back of Gareth Southgate
Yeah.
taking them to Euros,
Yeah.
Euro final back to back, taking them to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Yeah, if Thomas Tuchel does not get them to do something
Extraordinary than what Southgate
very
did.
super impressive, oh yeah, he'll be under a lot of heat.
Okay. In Spain, so early on today, Thomas Partey played. I think he had what?
Came on the 76th minute.
76th, so some few minutes under his
I
belt.
think they are game against Levante.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won.
So Villarreal beats Levante by 5-1. As we speak, Valencia are taking on Atletico Madrid. Don't be surprised if Valencia win that game.
Yeah, because entire starting 11,
Yeah.
different set. So
Don't
yeah,
be really
so
surprised
Gabi,
at all.
yeah, that whole Neymar thing. Trust me, that there's a reason why Ancelotti is calling him, and there's the same reason why I believe that we should let the Ayew thing.
The conversation also goes.
Yeah, it should go to bed. Not because he's not checking all the boxes, but there's something called the intangibles. They are not necessarily something that you can write or you can record,
Okay.
but it's something that it's tangible. You can feel it. You can feel it and you can sense it. So yeah, we need to be a bit careful in that respect. That's why
Wow.
that's why for me
I
I
love that
always
overhead kick.
I'm a bit restrained when it comes to calling Jide Ayew to the Black Stars.
Yeah. Okay. So that's y'all's analysis on the DIU.
That was a good save by Nick Pope.
Yeah.
That looked like
At least
a
he's
goal.
redeemed himself. This one beats him, party. Then for eject him from the pool, he's like,
I think that looked like
His issue has always been having the ball at his feet. Nick Pope is a fundamentalist goalkeeper. You know, there are some goalkeepers who are the opposite. Onana is good with his feet, poor
Yeah.
with his hands. But Nick Pope is a shot stopper.
But yeah, he's a shot stopper, and I don't have any problem if you're a goalkeeper and you have poor feet. No problem. But you're a shot
you're
shot
doing your
stopper.
primary job.
You're a shot stopper. You're doing your primary job. But in Nick Pope's case, sometimes some shots beat him, and you just ask yourself, are you sure this shot was supposed to beat you? That's the reason why he has some issues.
And then he actually sometimes creates those problems.
Yeah,
Yes,
the howlers
with-
a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
with his poor feet, like the second goal.
Okay. Let's stay in Spain. Alaves will take on Athletic Bilbao at 4:30.
So Iñaki should score.
Iñaki should score. Then Osasuna Barcelona. Barca could wrap up the title today.
Yeah.
If they beat Osasuna.
But that would be tough.
Yeah.
Osasuna at home, quite a tough side.
Yeah. In the EPL, later at 4:30, there is Arsenal Fulham. That's what people will be keeping tabs on that game.
Yeah, and people should look out for that Osasuna game. Their striker is Croatian, Bodemir.
Okay.
Yeah, Ghana will definitely be playing against
Croatia.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the updates around the leagues that will be happening today. Tomorrow there are some really good games to look forward to. But let's focus now on today's games. The G-Tech 88-minute played. Brentford 3, West Ham United 0. And then at the St. James's Park is Newcastle United 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. At the Molineux, Wolves and Sunderland are playing a 1-0 draw. And guys, I think with the Brentford West Ham game, it's done and dusted. I don't think West Ham would.
Yeah, it's 89 minutes.
Yeah.
And 3-0.
And they've been.
It looks like they're even about to score.
Charlie, that's one of Manu. Hey.
No, Charlie, the guy.
Don't do that.
I remember. Look, just
Don't do
recently,
that.
the game
I
before
saw
this,
Michu.
against
Michu.
United. We've seen Michu, we've seen Andy Carroll, we've seen all of these guys come and go, score a few goals and go.
And Andy Carroll was down to injuries.
No, but on his own, was he that good a player?
I mean, he was not as good as that Newcastle season, but I don't think Andy Carroll was
Actually, there was another one season wonder striker I'm going to record in a UPL too.
Yeah.
There was another one, another player.
One. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Charlie, that season, the guy scored. I think he scored about like 16 goals.
Was it Danny Ings?
on
Inks with Southampton.
With Southampton?
Yeah, and Ralph Hassan Hutter, right?
Yeah.
no, so that was Graziano Pele.
Graziano. Yeah, that guy. Where is he now?
Oh, he went to China. He spent
I
a long
mean,
time in
yeah.
China.
He with some beard,
Yeah,
that guy. Hey. I think he earned a call up to the Italian national team
He played for Italy too.
on the back of that
Against
performance,
England.
and then Chairman went missing.
I mean, he went to earn money. They brought a large chunk of money, and he went to earn good
when
money.
he was at Southampton, he wasn't young. He wasn't young.
But why is somebody mentioning Andre Shola's name?
Oh no.
He wasn't that.
That's
Hey,
what-
Andre
always a
Shola
very
for
good
Chelsea.
World Cup winner.
Hey,
Andre Scheller was always a very good player.
no. Since Kwame, we disagree with
We
you.
disagree wholeheartedly.
Hey, go and watch Antonio Conte. That you remember that pass Fabregas
yeah,
gave?
That was Mourinho.
That was
14,
Mourinho.
Oh, sorry,
15.
Jose Mourinho. No. I always get confused with the Conte era and the Mourinho with some of the players. Okay.
I mean, yeah. I was just about to talk about the Chelsea.
Okay, let me take this message and then this one says, Gabi, next season we look forward to see a good telepathy between Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. and new gaffer Jose Mourinho. Please, can you tell us the situation at Sevilla because they are facing relegation? Raymond from Raymond Decoder inside Tema Committee. Okay, Kwachi will check that for you. I think they are, the last time I checked, they were, I think 18th or so. And on the league table. But Sevilla have been in this position for some time now.
Yeah, I mean, they are 2 points away from Alaves on the league table, so it looks like they're in the Tottenham position where you can.
Oh, wow.
If you lose your games, you're relegated. Or if you are just a little.
Who are they
alert and
playing on Sunday? Because they don't have a game today.
They're playing against
I
Real Sociedad on
Real
Monday.
Sociedad. That's a very on Monday.
On Monday, yeah. So I mean,
That's a difficult one.
they're on a terrible run. I
Okay.
think they only have one win since March against Atletico. About 6 defeats. Looks really bad for them, but but like they have a lot. They should have a lot of quality. I haven't seen the Sevilla squad too recently, but I think Sevilla have always been a team that have recruited well, and I mean they have Neil Moore based up strike for them, which is he's often battling relegation, so that's a shame. But yeah, I just think that it's complacency. These big teams sometimes you're supposed to invest to a certain level, and especially outside England. I think you have the buffer of the financial, the money that you get in case you just for finishing in the Premier League. In other leagues, you actually need to invest well. You need to sell well. You have to decide which players to give the salary to, and I think they are just struggling this season. But like I keep saying, they have a chance. They're just 2 points away from Alaves, and if they're able to win their game against Sociedad, that probably gets them out.
Oh, but look at where somebody is watching a game from.
It's supposed to be illegal to do this. If I'm right, I think in some hotels, they're supposed to close
That's
the window.
behind Brentford's.
Yes, you don't.
This is the second time I've seen that. Atletico Madrid have taken the lead against Valencia.
Okay.
Charlie,
You know who Igor Thiago reminds me of?
Who?
That player didn't play in the Premier League, but he played in the Bundesliga, and he helped Wolfsburg to win the Bundesliga.
Hold on, graffiti.
Graffiti.
oh, okay.
He and Eden Dzeko, that season,
Yeah.
they were the top scorers
For Wolfsburg,
for Wolfsburg. Brilliant combo. They helped Wolfsburg to win the Bundesliga title that season. I think it was under Felix Magath, like 2008.
And then
Yeah,
he vanished.
2010.
7, yeah.
Yeah. After that season,
We
he
didn't
just
see him
went to, I think he went to the golf, and he went to chase money because he realized that Charlie, that production, he can't keep it up.
And this ties into our earlier conversation about Liam Delap. You need to be honest with yourself and make a business.
Know where you
decision.
belong, eh?
Yes.
I see.
Look
Charlie,
at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror and just be honest with yourself. That's all.
I see. I'm looking at Atletico Madrid's starting 11.
The entire starting level different
Charlie-
from the one that played.
Academy players,
Yeah. Is our Ghana boy in there?
No, I don't see him here. He's not. Okay, he's not on the bench too.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think the only senior players in the squad is Lenglet
Little Mod.
and Lenormand. The rest are all kiddies. Vargas,
Actually, if you even look at their faces.
yeah,
you know,
Mosilo, Mendoza, Molina. I'm sure these guys, when they told them that this week, Charlie guys are starting against Osasuna, they all started jubilating.
Oh no, I think they would have that same feeling 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Because after the
So they are raining
before the Barca second leg. Yeah, Simeone changed his more or less about 10 players in that starting lineup, benched all of them and used the young boys.
Charlie, and the guy who scored is I'm sure he would this goal in for free, man. Look it.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm looking at Atletico team and like looks like their bench too. As they look like they have a lot of injuries because Alvarez, Solo. Wow.
Pass the ball, cross the ball.
He missed a huge miss from Newcastle's Joe Ellington to have at least gained the points.
Yes,
Sorry,
square the ball.
add the
Extend
third
their
goal.
lead.
Yeah,
Square the ball.
extend the lead.
Just square the ball.
This guy came
Square
in.
the ball.
1-0.
Harvey Barnes is on the other side. Just square the ball.
That's why they had to change his position from being a striker to.
Yeah,
That's really
just
selfish.
square the
That's really
ball.
selfish. I think he
That's
got-
really
Poor
selfish.
decision making, poor finishing, everything.
All right, so 94 minutes played at the St James's Park. Newcastle still holding on to their lead. Newcastle 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1, and then at the G-Tech, it's Brentford also holding on to the lead 3, West Ham United 0. In Spain, Atletico Madrid have taken the lead against Valencia. 78 minutes played in that game. 05399696 053996 Yeah, so leave your thoughts with us and I would read them
Look
for
at
you.
Wisa.
What's he doing? Hey, Newcastle.
Harvey Barnes will score.
That's
Harvey Barnes will score. That's a proper
Harvey
finisher. The rest of them are
Barnes.
just
So Harvey Barnes adding a third goal to Newcastle United's lead. It's Newcastle United 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 1 in there. Done
at
and
the
dusted.
relief.
Done and dusted.
Look at it.
Yeah.
They are so relieved
Yeah.
because
And-
My
they,
bro,
they were drifting.
Oh,
they were
yeah.
drifting into dangerous
See,
territory.
Eddie Howe.
They are not
Dangerous-
built for
dangerous
Then he was going to
watches.
lose his next game.
Well, I mean, now
I think they are safe.
I think now they are safe.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
with
now
this
they are
win they are
down
safe.
3.
That's why it means a lot to him.
Mm.
With this win they are safe. So
Spurs were never going to win 3 games in a row, to be fair.
Oh, no,
But
no, no.
I at least mathematically they are
But I don't
safe.
understand. Hey, Brighton, they can
Van
very
Van
expansive.
Hecker, Van Hecker.
What's he
Like,
doing?
what's that? See, just clear the ball. You're a defender.
Charlie, you're on
But
visa
they are
too.
trying to, caress or finesse the ball some way. Just clear the ball. Give it back to the goalkeeper.
Do you know, he didn't even have to do anything. He could have just shielded it out.
Yeah.
He could have just shielded
No,
it
that's
out.
not the thing that defenders do sometimes, where they try and pretend to cover the ball, and then the defender
They'll
player
turn,
comes, then you go and lie on the floor, and then the referee gives a foul.
Well.
Yeah,
Now
so
you see it.
the update for the league table, West Ham United still 17th, 36. Spurs are 18th, 34. if Spurs win tomorrow, they will swap places with West Ham United.
Yeah. Spurs have played 34 games and they have 34 points.
So 1 point.
Every game was a draw.
1 point. Actually, what a
That's a
season!
big club.
Hey, Spurs.
What a season! What a game at the St James's Park has ended. Newcastle United, big 3 points for the Magpies, and you can see their fans super excited. Like the guy said, yeah, safe. But the house future still would be up for discussion up until the new season starts.
Yeah, just on Harvey Barnes, I think he took a slight bit of a risk because I think Scotland have been trying to call him up for multiple times, but he rejected the opportunity and hoped for a selection for England. He just marginally got into Thomas Tuchel's expanded 35-man squad that he did last time, and obviously that's a positive. That probably means that you are in the pool of players that are being considered. I heard, I think Neda Manoa speaking this week about he regrets never representing Nigeria because he thought he thought that, how do you call it, he always thought he had an opportunity with England. And I feel like as good as Harvey Barnes is, and maybe as good as Harvey Barnes is, I'm not sure how often, especially given the level of attacking talent that's available for England. I don't know how whether I think he's 29, making it 27 out of 29. He's making it to a World Cup with the team. I think that's always going to be a difficult opportunity, and Scotland have qualified to the World Cup. Obviously, it probably wouldn't mean as much to him to go there and represent Scotland. He probably feels English.
Mean more.
I mean, because he feels English.
When he represents English.
Yeah, because he's been born in England. The only relation to Scotland is through his grandfather. Yeah. And if he didn't know his grandfather, then it means that all his life he's been English. So he can't go and now be Scottish just to play at the World Cup. But I think that sometimes you also need to
make a business decision.
Yeah, I think because he could have been Scotland's main hero, he could have been a love figure, and these international football, he could have played at a World Cup basically. And I'm not sure if his chances of playing a World Cup now are guaranteed with England. But for him, that's a positive, and it's been good for him that he's been fit this season. I think the thing he struggled the most with in his career is staying fit. But this season, he's been fit, he's been consistent, and I think he deserves his opportunity, how to call it, if he gets it with England.
Okay, let's take another break. When we come back, we'll talk more. 4:30, we activate the phone lines, and then also build up to the Arsenal Fulham game right here on 97.3. This is the Republic of Football. I'm Gabi Ofe. Here we are, Jim in Takobi Obane and Manuel Angelo Kwachi. Edwin Kwakofi is the man behind the scenes, displaying all the updates on YouTube for you. Daniel Squashy, my wingman, with technical support. We'll be back with more football talk for you. Stick and stay with us. Your favorite radio station, 97.3. We are live on YouTube, City Sports GHA. And I'm Gabi Ofer. You can find me on X, Gabi Milito 7. Just head there, give me a follow. You can also leave your thoughts with us 0539 986 996. 0539 986 996. Let's continue the conversation. And in the next 26 minutes, Arsenal will be in action. They take on Fulham at the Craven Cottage. Sorry, at the Emirates. Well, Atletico Madrid batted a second goal. They are taking on Osasuna. No, Valencia rather. Let me run you through the starting 11 for that game involving Arsenal and Fulham. For Arsenal, it's a 4-2-3-1 formation. David Raya is in post. Back four of Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Calafiori. They've got Declan Rice, Miles Lewis Kelly, Leandro Trossard, Eberechi Eze, Saka, and then Victor Gyökeres. On the part of Fulham, there's Ben Leno, a back four of Robinson, Calvin Bassey, Anderson, Timothy Castagne, Reed, Lukic, Chukwueze, Smith Rowe. There is Watson and then Raul Jimenez. So Arsenal do need a win, today, to get top of the table. The win today, 76 points. So 6 points separating Day and then Manchester City. So it's a big clash for them. So we'll see how they respond. And they'll be looking to extend their remarkable record against Fulham to boost their chances of winning the Premier League title. And let me take the thoughts of the guys. That game to come at 4:30. Kobe, let me start off with you. Very important game for us now today. Just what are you expecting? I'm sure you've seen the starting 11. Mikel Arteta stuck with his best 11, if I want to put it. Saka is back. Gyökeres is starting. Eze is playing as a 10 today. He understands the occasion.
I think Arsenal have what it takes to win this game. But I think this season, even with the games that they've lost, with the exception of maybe the game against City, I think they've had what it took to win the games. But there's just something that has been missing with this Arsenal team. But I think they showed it to me with that game against Newcastle at the Emirates. They scored the goal. They were creating chances. And even when there was a lull in the game and Newcastle were creating some opportunities for themselves, they stayed tight, they stayed compact, they were resolute, they were able to keep the ball out of their net. And that sort of performance against Newcastle, that sort of ugly win, that is what Arsenal need to get them over the line if they want to win the title this season, and I know they do. Even though right now it's not really in their hands, because City, if City wins their game in hand, it's all the same.
Yeah.
They all have the same points and so on and so forth. But the important thing for Arsenal right now to the end of the season is make sure that they don't drop a single point. Because if they do, City will be right on their heels. For today's game, I see no reason why Arsenal shouldn't step up at the Emirates. They have the fan support, the players, and that's something I'm really impressed with on Arteta's part, is that he's been able to galvanize the players, been able to get them to pick their heads back up after the poor run of form that they were in right after the international break, losing to Southampton, losing to City, losing to Bournemouth. He's been able to get them past that to better performances against Newcastle and against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. So I think if he keeps them in that step, if he keeps them with that same gait, with that same belief, I don't see a reason why they shouldn't take away all 3 points. Even though Fulham will be a formidable foe, but the atmosphere at the Emirates, especially at this crucial time, and the verve of the players themselves, with that desire to win the league, I don't see why they shouldn't get all 3 points.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Arsenal. Yeah, a lot depends on this game. Though you look at it in context, this game doesn't match up to the Man City game. It doesn't match up to the Atletico Madrid game in the grandness of it, because of the team, the opposing team involved. Fulham is not Man City. Fulham is not Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
But we've talked about the effect of losing such crucial games and what it does to the psyche of the team going on to the impending games. We mentioned the March 22 game, the Carabao Cup final, and what it could mean for Arsenal's psyche down the stretch of games. We saw what happened. They lost, and they haven't necessarily been the same since. They haven't necessarily been the same since. They ended up also losing to FC Bournemouth and Man City again, and now the title it hangs in the balance. Now the Champions League game, the semi-final game, it hangs in the balance, and you have to play Fulham. That's why I say it's a crucial game, because you lose this game in front of your home fans. Tuesday's game is also going to be played before your home fans. Now, their last Champions League game that they played at the Emirates, they were so timid, they played it so conservative. Everything was so conserved. It wasn't expressive enough. So, and that was against Sporting Lisbon, and that was in the quarter-final. This time around, they are going to be playing in the semi-final against Atletico Madrid. Do you want to go play in front of your home fans against such a team, having lost to Fulham and probably the EPL title in front of your fans just 3 days prior? So that's why I say that this game is quite crucial, because it could end up putting them in the right frame of mind to play against the Atletico Madrid team in the Champions League, or it could just end up messing them up mentally, where you lose to Fulham in front of your home fans and potentially the title, and you are playing Atletico Madrid in the Champions League semi-final, second leg, in front of your home fans again, where the pressure will definitely be up there, and the fans wouldn't be necessarily boisterous. So anything that goes against you as a team, Arsenal, as in possession, you conceding a couple of chances and potentially even a goal or two, it's curtains, because the atmosphere wouldn't be rocking again. So that's why I say that a lot rides on this game. They have to ensure that they win this game, because if they don't, the repercussions are heavy beyond just this game.
Let's get a thought of Fulham boss Marco Silva.
One way is to express ourselves in the best way possible, and of course to try to match Arsenal in all aspects of the game. It's the only way. Of course the tension is around, but I think it's a normal tension. Should be for sure for Arsenal players, for Mikel and all the staff is the pressure that they wanted. If they wanted to be where they are right now, of course they know that it's going to be around the place. Some pressure and some tension like us. For example, last week we had a must-win game for us, and the tension was there. I think it's part of the game, the moment of the season that we are living, and of course if you are fighting for something important, of course the pressure is there.
Mikel, we'll start with your team news. 5 changes from midweek. Martin Odegaard doesn't make it. Martin Zubimendi, one of 4 that start on the bench. Are these changes to ensure you have the energy levels to compete at the highest level, given a tough game in midweek, and make sure there's no slip-ups today?
Yeah, some of them are forced for different kind of issues and other reasons as well, because obviously we need a lot of energy, freshness, and quality as well, for sure.
Miles Lewis-Skelly, we expect to see him start in midfield. He's never started in that position this season. How much of a show of faith is it from you to put him in there today?
Big. I think he's been very patient, extremely understanding about the situation, and he deserves another chance because every time he's played, he's done really well.
There's always some good buzzwords going around Arsenal. The latest is hunger. How do you define hunger, and how do you want that appetite satisfying this afternoon?
Showing it there on that pitch in every action, the type of commitment, energy, quality that you put to sustain the standards that we need to win this game.
To win titles, you go through every emotion, as you know. Manchester City heaped pressure on you a few weeks ago. You've responded. If you can open that gap to 6 points by the end of this evening, how much does it turn the screw on them?
We need to do what is in our hands to perform at the highest level and in the right to win the game.
Right, so early on you heard from Fulham boss Marco Silva, followed by Arsenal's manager Mikel Arteta. So last weekend's win at home to Newcastle was actually massive for Arsenal after that consecutive defeat. They'll be hoping to add to the points they've gathered so far. You were making a point about Arteta, and I like the question that he was asked.
Yeah.
Playing Luis Kelly for the first time in midfield. We've seen him a lot more as a left fullback here.
Yeah, and this is a good chance to audition for a late or make a late rally to get into the plans of Thomas Tuchel for the England national team, because he's a good player, young player who is versatile enough, and that makes him a worthy player to have in your team. Yeah. But unfortunately, I think that the damage has already been done. In his case, I don't think Arteta really managed the situation quite well, because there were moments, quite a lot of moments in the season where he could have played. You didn't play him. You played other players, and there was and now there's complaints about fatigue in the squad, when the squad depth has been increased and improved this past off season. And so in his case, I honestly believe Arteta could have made a situation available where he could have played Miles Lewis-Kelly a little bit more minutes than he has done this season. But starting him in midfield, like he said, it feels forced, because ideally it would have been Martin Odegaard. Yeah. There's also Mikel Merino, but both are injured. And so what that means is that Lewis-Kelly gets to play in his natural position, because he's not a left fullback. He's a left-sided central midfielder, and what that means is that he gets to play in that position that he's used to generally, or generally used to growing up or coming up to this high level. And so I would love to see him dominate or be more emphatic with his performance in this particular game. And it's part of it will be needed, because you need his dynamic runs in such a game against this very athletic Fulham side. They are very, very expressive, not necessarily in terms of their creativity, but in terms of their energy, in terms of their activity, level of activity in the game. They are quite expressive. They will always give you a good game. They will always be running at you. They will always give you effort. And so once you have those guys playing in such a game, you need someone to also come in to match that level of energy, to match that level of activity. And when I look at the Arsenal setup, especially in that midfield, to have a guy like Miles Lewis-Kelly who's quite fresh in such a game, I think is good. I think it's really good for Arsenal.
Okay, but then on that same Miles Lewis-Kelly point, I understand that certain players would have played in a certain position in their youth, and he's only a couple of seasons out of the youth teams himself. But then looking at the example of Trent at Liverpool, he's played a much larger volume of his games as a right back. So the whole experiment from Gareth Southgate at Euro 2024, playing Trent in the midfield position. Yes, England made it to the final of that tournament and may have won. But Trent, I don't think the experiment was successful, playing him in midfield, even though that was the position that he played in his youth. Looking at Miles Lewis-Skelly, even though I've seen him definitely as a fullback these days, the fullbacks tend to move into midfield and act as a supplementary midfielder. But I would be interested in just seeing how he performs today, because there's a certain level of technical ability that is required to play in central midfield, especially in a deep lying role. And I am not trying to cast doubt on him having that technical ability, but I feel like with the skill set that is needed for a fullback, it is possible to lose that. It's possible to have that chipped away because of the difference in position. So to move from defense, even though it's still an attacking position, fullback, but to move from there into midfield, I don't think it will be as solid. I don't think it will be as like for like as it would for Zubimendi. I would be expecting maybe someone like Christian Norgard to step into the position, but Norgard is on the bench today. But then Norgard doesn't have as many miles in his boots. So these are the sort of things that Premier League managers or managers in general have to balance, have to make their decisions based on. He has to decide, do I take someone who's more naturally suited to the position, or do I take someone who has experience playing that position but has spent more time in a different position with different requirements? And I think it's all to be seen. I can't really make a prediction right now. I do wish him all the best because he is a good young player. And if he does underperform over here, I think it will reduce general confidence from Arteta and from Thomas Tuchel. So I think he should do well today to bolster his chances of going to the World Cup and to bolster Arsenal's chances of seeing it through and finally winning their 4th Premier League title.
Okay, so Arsenal making 5 changes from their last Premier League outing exactly a week ago against Newcastle. So Ricardo Calafiori, Miles Lewis-Skelly, the guys reacting to that. Arteta himself was asked about that decision to have Lewis-Skelly play as a midfielder today. Bukayo Saka also comes in, Victor Gyökeres, and then Trossard all coming in for Arsenal today. There's no Martin Odegaard or Kai Havertz in the Arsenal squad. On the part of Fulham, 2 changes. Anthony Robinson and Harrison Reed replace Ryan Sessegnon and Sander Berge in that game. Game kicks off at 4:30 p.m. The final game for today. 3 done, 1 more to go. Later tomorrow, there are some really good games to look forward to, including that game between Liverpool and United. So United, rather, the home team, Liverpool playing as guests to Manchester United. The guys will be here to run you through, but now the focus is Arsenal's big game against Fulham. You can leave your thoughts with us. 0539 986 996 0539 986 996. If you've missed out on the lineup too, we have it on our YouTube feed for you, so you can head there and go have a fair idea of what's happening. At 4:30, phone lines will be activated, and then while the Arsenal fans are watching the game, they can also share their thoughts with us. And also Liverpool United fans also can need to call in and share their thoughts with us. Let me just do a quick updates around the world with some of the games that have started as well. PSG have added a second goal. It's PSG 2, Lorraine 1 in that game. At 4:30 as well in Germany, there's Leverkusen taking on RB Leipzig at 4:30. That'll be the final game for today. As we speak, Como are taking on Napoli. Napoli in that game is goalless, 21 minutes played between Como and Napoli. Cesc Fabregas coming up against somebody he's worked with before, in Antonio Conte. So it's a mentor versus mentee thing on the dugouts today, if you want to put it. Como taking on Napoli. Atalanta will take on Genoa. Okay, there's a goal from the Dutch Eredivisie. Utrecht have scored against NAC Breda. You should see IJ Minter's facial expression. So Utrecht has scored against NAC Breda.
They are virtually relegated.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
because they are 17.
they are in a very dicey
Yeah, they are
position.
17.
Let me cross check the table and see.
That would be.
Oh,
that would
yeah,
be, that would be
17
bad.
too.
Yeah, they are
17.
17. Yeah, I know the table.
25 and Telstar, who
Yeah,
are
Telstar,
16, do have 30 points.
Yeah. So,
So
5
5
point
points.
difference. Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah. And so what that means that the IU brothers both suffered
Yeah,
relegation.
that's not the best of start. So.
Ridiculous. You have to go and do a bisa.
That's the what?
Go and do a bisa.
They should go and ask him. Charlie, for you, his mission was to actually help.
Yeah, like he did with Le Havre.
Yeah.
Like he did with the Le Havre. Yeah, and he helped them to
help,
stay in the
stay afloat,
French
yeah.
league again. But
it looks like this job has been
this
very
one,
difficult.
Yeah, I'm
It's been very, very. Daniel, why are you laughing?
Yeah, they just
It's been very difficult for the DIU. Yeah. So that's the update from the Dutch Eredivisie. The game is almost done though. 89 minutes played from that game. Let me take some messages on YouTube and also WhatsApp console. Okay. Jay Stomata from Sherman Aviation says, tell the boys we don't want heart attack. Let them win at least with an average winning. Arsenal disappoints when it matters most, and it really hurt. So an Arsenal fan sending a word of caution to his players to step up today. Kwache, you missed the update though. Andrea Ayu's team are losing. So.
I think the relegation is confirmed now. So
Yeah.
which is disappointing because I think with 2 games left to go, this would leave them with a 5.
So 5 points separating the and Telstar, who are 16.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they can do enough to. It would take such a
There's only 2 games left after this, so that's
Mhm.
4 points. So I think that this pretty much confirms their relegation.
Yeah.
It's disappointing for Andrea Yu and Dennis Odoi, but
Come
I
also
think
watching.
like he said when he went there was a mission. Like
I was just
his
telling you
father.
that his biggest mission or objective was to help the club stay afloat, just like what he did with Le Havre. But
Yeah.
it looks like this job was very way more difficult.
Yeah, and it goes back to the point I was saying. Like all these are semantics. He needed to perform well enough to a level where his inclusion is not only justified, because I think beyond justified, but is, how do I say this? Without doubt, that it was never in doubt. Does that make sense? And I don't think he's able to perform necessarily to that level. I think he's made the case for why, if he was selected, you can't how do you call it, bat an eye, because if you look at his how his fitness, if he was being selected because he wasn't fit and now he's been able to prove his fitness, that's different. But I think he needs to be selected to prove that he can, like we keep saying with different people, like to justify his inclusion and to have a meaningful impact on the squad. And I don't think unfortunately if he had been able to help them avoid relegation, now in a situation where it's like you can clearly see the influence on the team before he came in, after he came into the team. And disappointing for him and for, like I said, for Dennis Odoi. But at the end of the day, I think it was always going to be a very difficult task, even from the beginning.
Yeah.
And especially when he's only coming with half a season. If he had been there the whole season, that's different. But he only came in for half a season, and you can't necessarily expect him by himself to be the difference factor. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Phone lines activated. 0549 96996 0539 986 996. You can. Is that Thierry?
Yeah.
Why is he disguising so?
No, he just wearing a hat, I think. But the big boys are out. It's a big game for us.
Yeah.
4 games away from a Premier League title. First time in about 22 years. I think everyone will be coming out because it could be a coronation or things going
Or
wrong.
disaster.
Yes, but
Depending on today's results, though. 054996 0539 986 996. Arsenal fans, call me. Let's get talking. Your game is about to kick off. Liverpool, United, Chelsea. Let's get talking. We have our first caller. Hi, your name? Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Frank from UP.
Your name is Frank.
From yeah.
Okay, talk to me. What team do you support?
Well, I am an Arsenal fan.
How confident are you?
Oh well, Fulham has been giving us trouble for some seasons now, so I'm not really confident. But with the starting 11, I am really happy. Yeah, it looks like Arteta wants to get 3 points by 45 minutes, and then we can make changes. Looking at Bukayo Saka starting, and that's an indication that he wants to win it in the first half. And about Mount Kelly's inclusion at the midfield, I think it's an experiment. When you go back last season against Real Madrid, Luis Kelly actually played some role in the midfield, and he created chances. Against Atletico Madrid this season, there was this chance he created for what's the name, Martinelli, and he scored from it. Against PSG last season, Kelly was very instrumental in the midfield. So this isn't an experiment. This is something he has done in the Arsenal part that the manager has seen, and probably hasn't played in the midfield enough or with more. So I believe his inclusion in the midfield today isn't just an experiment. That is something that everybody has seen, especially Arsenal fans, because we follow our team. And something I've been following on Twitter. I realized fans were calling for Arteta to start with in the midfield because of those efforts. So pushing today a lot justified.
Okay, all right. Frank, thank you so much for calling. 0549969996 0539969996. Do you have a caller? Okay, yes, we do. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm Kobe calling from Teshnango.
Kobe, talk to me.
Okay. I wanted to talk about yesterday some of the remarks you guys made about the apartments government procured for the Black Stars coach that have been turned into the technical office or something by the GF. I don't know if I can talk a bit about it. I'm asking, can I talk a bit about that?
Yes, but you have to make it snappy and then share your thoughts on it, because that's what we're discussing.
No. So I listened to you guys and Christopher Lemony and how passionate he was talking about that, and it's sad. And I listened to the sports minister answer a few questions on another platform about that, and some of the answers he gave, I wasn't impressed about that. Governments have procured an apartment for the Black Stars coach to at least reduce some of the burden on the government paying all these huge sums for the Black Stars coach staying in hotels and all that. And yet still, the GFA on their sole motto can just turn it around and use it for technical directorate or something. And the Black Stars coach is going back to live in a hotel because certain people at the GFA will benefit from it. May I always say, and on several platforms, and I would repeat, one of our biggest problems as a country is the GFA. The GFA's incompetence in running our football in this country is what has left this football in this country going from bad to worse. I always say, with this sacking of the coach, this just about a few weeks to the World Cup, even says it all. A coach that should be sacked, that should have been sacked about some months ago, so that at least the new coach can take things up, manage a team so well, play a few friendly matches and at least study the team going into the World Cup, and at least so he can at least do something at the World Cup. They always say if you want to go to the World Cup and do well, it largely depends on your preparation. And this past few months, the kind of haphazard poor preparations we've had going into the World Cup, I don't want to be a naysayer, but believe you me, just mark it on the wall. It's going to be another Group 6 exit. You don't need a rocket scientist to tell you this. But some of people, I always say, I'm just waiting. After we get exited at the group stage, that is when some of I'm going to start my campaign. #Ket must go, because it's been just almost 8 years since he's been in office, and I don't see any serious thing, any development plan he has put in place to at least improve upon the football in this country. Things have gone from bad to worse, and if we don't kick him out of that office, he's going to sink the Ghana football into an abyss. I always say that. And to me, if we get kicked out at the group stage, people are going to get very much agitated, and that's what I'm going to ride on, the agitation amongst people to just push up my campaign.
Okay. All right.
Ket must go.
Okay, sure.
So, I mean, that's my take. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. 05399696, 0549986996. Do we have a caller? Nope, we don't. Okay, you tried 2, Nak Brother 0. I think it's done and dusted for Nak. 0539986996. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very fine. I hope you're also doing well.
Yeah, I'm good. Your name, please?
Ajiman Joseph from tonight, man.
Ajiman Joseph. What team do you support?
Okay.
What team do you support, please?
Oh, Arsenal, of course.
Talk to me. 5 minutes played. Arsenal 0, Fulham 0.
Yeah. I think Arsenal is going to make it because the resilience that we put into the game means very well that this league title should come to us. And now, as Man City is willing to grab the league title, there's no much that we need to lose to the end of the game. So I think, as we were able to do it through, for me, against Newcastle, Arsenal can do it, but I'm urging them to score more goals. But Arteta needs to be shooting. That shooting ability is what I'm looking for, because you can't go for the normal inside the penalty box before you shoot. And I'm happy everyone will be playing, because every guy don't seem him to be every guy that I know. So I think we can score more than 2 goals today.
All right, thank you so much. 05499696, 05499696. Please call us. Let's get talking. Arsenal fans, United, Chelsea, Liverpool. Especially with the Arsenal fans, though, just want to gauge your expectations, see if you're still very confident about your team's chances of winning today. We do have a caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Hey.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, we are fine. You see TFM.
Yes, 97.3. Your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Bernard. And sorry for I know it's a short program. I'd like to report an incident at the motorway just after Shama overhead concerning water line that is popping up.
Water line that is what?
The water line has over almost 1 hour now. The water is just leaking out. A huge source of water is going waste on the motorway just after Shama and that bridge. And the new link that they are doing on the motorway. We are just mechanics there, and the water is going waste.
So
over 1 hour now.
This is what we'll do, right? Text your number to our WhatsApp line. We'll call you back, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. 05499696, 053996 996. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm all right. Your name, please.
My name is Sofa J. And please, what position is Chelsea on the leg lock?
Are you
Hello?
trying to laugh at them or you are?
Oh, I used to be a Chelsea fan. To be honest, I've checked out.
And what happened?
Oh, bro, I can't continue this heartbreak stuff. I can't continue like that.
Victor,
so I've checked out, and right now, I am only depending on your updates to. You know,
so Chelsea are 10th on the table,
going.
So Chelsea are 10th.
They are 10th. Wow. Then they are really doing well. I hope.
Charlie.
Well, are they doing well or they are not doing well?
But the team is 10th on the table. How are they doing well? They've missed out on Champions League
football. All
football.
the billions they spent on their 10th. Boy. Well, I wish Arsenal all the best. Because I was once a Chelsea fan, I would be happy if a team from London wins the what do you call it, the EPL, but certainly not the Champions League, because that is only Chelsea's only trophy that we can laugh at Arsenal with. So for the EPL, we would want. 30 something years is too much of a time. So we would pray that they will win this time round. City have won too much, and so they should give this to Arsenal. And as for Madrid, I'm tired. Well, they didn't talk about Madrid, so you don't. Let me stick to the Chelsea thing. Please. I don't know whether they are listening or not. Next time, the inferior players they keep on purchasing has become unbecoming. It's too much. They should bring in experience, because the team used to be that kind of team that buys experienced players and win trophies, not this experimental kind of thing. We are tired. I can't continue, so I have partially taken out. I don't know what is happening.
But that's the club's policy now, so I think you probably have to settle for that and understand it.
Is that the club?
That's the club's policy and direction now. They bring in unknown players from nowhere.
Maybe we will just go and find some, Fulham or Sunderland to support, because this one here, because they are the Fulham and Sunderland level. They do this kind of things. Chelsea is a big club. They can't continue like this. You bring in good and experienced players, they can't win you trophies. The fans are happy, you're happy, you make your money. We move. What is in for me as a fan? If the team is not winning trophies for me to be happy, what am I there for? What am I enjoying? What am I gaining? What am I earning from the team? So they should just listen to the fans more and give the fans what they want. What we are used to is winning. We are like Dada bees. We were born into it, so we enjoy it. That's what we want. This suffering, and we are laboring too much. It is becoming unbecoming. So they should turn things around. I'm so grateful, and thank you very much.
All right,
Chelsea are the bees.
That be the party kill me.
Yeah, Chelsea. We say we are the bees. But who are the hustlers? Which clubs are the hustlers?
Newcastle Dems.
Brentford.
Let's still take some more callers. 0549986996, 0539986996. Well, Arsenal have taken a lead against Fulham. Guess who scored? The Viking, Victor Gyökeres. Well, is it a proper Viking be Haaland? Where he be the photocopy? Well, I think we have a caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I am Jan Magenta.
Your what? Your name is what?
Jan Magenta.
Jan?
Yeah.
Diaz or Jan?
Yeah. Jan. Jean. Jan.
Okay, talk to me. What team do you support?
Yeah, I think Arsenal will win the league, and today we are winning the game by 3-0.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
05399696, 053996, 054996. Call us, let's get talking. Also, if you are listening to us, you want to leave your thoughts through our WhatsApp number, feel free to do so, 05399696. If you're watching us on YouTube, also you can leave your thoughts. So Arsenal do have the lead. It's Victor Gyökeres, an assist from Bukayo Saka. A pass came from the right. Saka was there. Gyökeres was there to tap home. Gunners 1, Fulham 0. Hi, your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Prince. From Selma.
Your name is Prince.
Yes, sir, boss.
Prince, how are you doing?
The gun is blazing, bossy.
Nice one. Proceed. I know where you're coming from, so I want to ask you what team to support.
We get the players when you are relaxed. The league will take them. You go to the league and the Champions League.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah. We are not shaking. So,
You're not shaking. Okay. All right.
No. We're getting the players, but now they're being big.
The heartbreaks ends here. Eh?
So, yeah, no.
Okay.
No, you not see the squad we get. We are not shaking. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Prince. 05399696 0549 986 996. The update is that is Arsenal 1, Fulham 0. City will respond later on Monday. If Arsenal wins, 6 points separating Arsenal and City today. Hi, no more you calling us from? Okay, we don't have a caller. 0549 96996. Guys, let me just take your thoughts real quick on that move from Bukayo Saka. Kwache, your career's finishing up the move.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's showing the Arsenal fans what they've been missing in the weeks that he hasn't been able to play. There were reports that he wanted to come back again early, and I think against Bournemouth, but that was Arteta advice against it, and yeah, we saw the results in that game. So it's good for him to come in and have an impact. We've spoken this season about Arsenal themselves haven't had any standout player this season. But regardless, Saka is still that player that they look to in moments like this. So it's good for him to come up with a good assist for Gyökeres and to get the pressure off them early.
Okay. Hi, you know where you're calling us from?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name is
Bote from
Tukatamansu.
Bote. Okay, Bote, what team do you support?
Chelsea.
Oh, how are you feeling?
Oh, good, fun. But when I say, Chelsea now can say, but we have to say, this guy in a room. But we can see my name, who can say, for you. I was saying, that's why. Everyone better. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Charlie. He had football fans. Anyway, 05399696 0549 986 996. I don't know if you see everybody's entitled to his own opinion. So if he calls and he says that the club is misbehaving with his heart, super cool.
Now, I mean, I just want to point out that it's interesting seeing. I think Odegaard is not playing. It's interesting seeing how Arsenal, Odegaard, it seems to be more deep and trying to.
Yeah, so he'll be acting a creative engine for.
He was a left back at the start of this play, and it's just he has to move all over the pitch to make things happen.
All right, hi, and where are you calling us from?
I'm Timon.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, your name? Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Abeka.
Your name is?
Abeka. I'm calling from Abeka.
Simon.
Yeah.
Simon, talk to me. What team do you support?
I support Barcelona.
Okay. You can win a league title today. How do you feel about it?
None of us are taking the relegation place to the World Cup.
Are you asking if you are taking relegation players to the World Cup?
Yeah, it's like we are taking relegation players to the World Cup. It's really bad.
Okay.
That's what I want to say. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome, Simon. Charlie, you know it's you.
This matter will not follow him to discuss this issue. That's all.
All I will say is that both of you brothers seem to have been relegated this season.
Yeah, so what? So 3 players, Fatah Isaku, Jordan Ayew, and then
that's in two leagues. We don't know about the rest of the leagues.
Yeah, so it's about if you say you're taking relegation players to the World Cup.
As well.
Okay. Hi, where are you calling us from?
This is John Champion from Madina New Road.
Hey, Ghana's very own John Champion. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
All right.
Today I want to thank you and your panelists. You are doing a great job there. I like your analysis.
and I think God is gradually answering my prayer concerning this Newcastle coach. I wish my father Mourinho would have come there and solved the thing. I know Chelsea will not take him, but Mourinho can solve Newcastle problem. But you know that I also have another team in Spain, which is Real Madrid. So if Real Madrid is calling now, Mourinho can go there and solve the problem. But Newcastle coach, his time is up. He cannot take them anywhere. It will just be he will just be repeating the same thing. You see, because he's English, they don't even criticize him. They don't say anything. Look at the amount of money that he spent. He spent to buy players, but there's no improvement. Look at his position in the league log. Imagine it was a foreigner like Paul Scholes and Carragher and Co would have been lamenting on the media. So I'm happy that I know by the end of the season he will not be there because he cannot help Newcastle. So I want to thank all of you once again. Thank you very much for giving me opportunity.
Ghana's very own John Champion. Thank you too for making your thoughts with us.
Just a quick one.
Yeah.
The whole am I
yeah, you are.
Yeah, but the whole thing about the Ghana players or Black Stars players getting relegated with their teams from respective leagues. Mano mentioned what two leagues. That's the EPL with Leicester,
and then
not EPL
and
Championship.
And to be fair, being fair, the inclusion of Andrea Yu is a little bit of a. It's to make the point.
Well,
but
and also the Eredivisie. But there's also the Bundesliga.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfsburg, they are 17.
Oh, yeah. Jonas Ajeti
is in the
so Wolfsburg are 17.
Really then a guy has
so it could end up being 3.
Okay.
So it could end up
let's see what's up. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
McCarthy from North Ganesh.
McCarthy, how are you?
Good.
What team do you support?
As usual, Barcelona.
Barca.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Well, tonight we have a game, but there's no pressure on me because I know as for the league, my boys will deliver. But remaining Europe, and within this week, you are the only people I've heard saying where the mistakes Luis Enrique did when he took a comfortable lead, drank the tea, and then became Lalu. See, now when you go to other people, they are saying, yeah, this is the game we want to see, this is the game we want to see. But we have been playing this kind of game since last season, last 2 seasons. But they tell us to be pragmatic. Don't be this. The Highline is too much. But we are giving you entertainment football. See, Highline can win you. The Highline can win you trophies if you have the right personnel. And so, the people we should be blaming right now is Deco and Laporta. They have not given Hansi Flick the quality of players he needs. The quality of players he needs to make this Highline effective. This Highline won the Champions League in 2020. Didn't this Highline beat us 8-2 in Lisbon that Friday, that Black Friday night? One of the worst days of my life. It was this same Highline. So I don't know. I don't know. So as for this current Barcelona team in Spain, I have no worries. But
I see.
When it comes to Europe, I don't know. I don't have any confidence. So Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Makati, calling from North Kaneshi. Hi, you know where you're calling us from?
My name is Nana Kwame, calling from Koforidua.
Nana, you need to power up. Calling from where?
Koforidua.
Okay, what team do you support?
Real Madrid.
All right, talk to me.
I think Mourinho. Because at this point, we need somebody to step in and stabilize the club. He's another carrying chaos, and also he's known for breaking dominance of teams. So at this point, that Barcelona is making the league, and the current situation as Madrid, the ego of the place and everything. He's the best manager to step into this Madrid team and break the Barcelona dominance. also get us into a good shape before we look out for any money. It's only for, a project. He survived with short-term projects. So I think he's the best manager for the job. Others are also talking about quarterback. Claude is a deal that I really need more time to deal with him and actually win things. So Madrid will also not support that. They want to instantly make an impact. So I think Real Madrid at this point need Mourinho and nobody else.
Okay. Thank you. 054996 Daniel, do you have a caller? Okay, we don't.
Yeah, I mean, just not to build on the point, but I just went through Euro's top 5 leagues, and so in
Real Oviedo is also bottom of the Spanish La Liga.
We have included Mohamed Kudus at Spurs.
Charlie, this be
so Black Stars,
important discussion.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, so we have included Kudus at Spurs, and in France, AJ Auxerre are 2 points above the relegation zone. So
when I say so the fact that
that's like half of the team.
Yeah, so the fact that some of the players, their teams have been relegated, and some of the players, their teams are on the verge of battling relegation, or get on the verge of getting relegated. Does that mean that all the players in the team are in TB?
No,
that's not what it means.
Yeah,
and that's my gripe when I have when people make this whole assumption of Ghana Premier League that the league is trash, so it means everything connected to the league is trash. Every player connected to the league is trash. I get it. The league is ranked 100th in the world according to the IFFHS, behind Guatemala League and Nicaragua. I get it, but that does not mean that every player in the league is trash. There are still some sparks of quality in there, and those quality players, they deserve to have a look at, or to be looked at when it comes to selection to the Black Stars. And that has always been my point.
All right, let's talk to this caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
David Latte from Tema.
David, how are you doing? What team do you support to?
Oh, I'm a stan to Ghana. However, I support any team playing against Chelsea or Manchester United.
Okay. What team do you have a lead against Fulham?
Oh yes, we already have a lead, and this is how it's going to continue to the end of the season. What is Chelsea's current position on the league table?
Chelsea are 10th.
Does that mean we can describe them as a mid-table team?
So, are you making your points on Arsenal, or you're here to throw the Chelsea fans?
Oh, both. That's why I told you I'm an Arsenal fan. However, I support any team playing against Chelsea.
Okay.
Or Manchester United. So I'm also interested in what happens to them.
So they are a mid-table team.
Oh, that's good to say.
That's good to say.
What is good about it is if you are ahead of somebody, you don't waste your time arguing with the person. So from today, I'm going to ghost Chelsea fans. I don't have anything to discuss with them. They are behind us.
Okay. Thank you.
So gradually, by the next 3 weeks, I know Arsenal will be champions of both the EPL and the Champions League. So let's just relax and then watch this unfold.
Okay. All right. Thank you, David.
All right. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
You too, bro. 0549969996 0539986996. We'll take our final 2 callers, and the Arsenal fans, Arsenal are playing some very good football.
I mean they are not known from their build-up from open play. I think in midweek against Atletico they showed that again, having to rely on a penalty and another penalty to potentially score, only scoring 1 goal throughout the game. I think they need to. And the game before against Newcastle, they scored from a corner. If you remember, from a corner routine, they need to do more from open play.
Okay, let's talk to this caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from? Hello. Hello. Okay, I think the caller is listening to himself. Yeah, your name, where are you calling us from? Hello.
Yeah, Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? Can you turn down the volume of your radio set for me, and then you can talk to me? Arsenal do have a second lead against Fulham. Ricardo Calafiori.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I'm saying turn down the volume of your radio set for me, and then we can speak. Okay.
I'm not with the radio.
Okay. Talk to me. Your name, please.
Yeah.
Your name.
I'm Superior from Community 25.
Superior. What team do you support?
Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan.
All right. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So this last caller that called now, I think the last caller man didn't know the capacity of Chelsea. So even if Chelsea is sent to this position right now, that one does not mean that you should say I don't have anything to say with Chelsea fan. Understand? Chelsea is only club right now in England or in the world, let me put it like that, that win all the UEFA trophy. Understand? Chelsea is the only one winning the all UEFA trophy right now. So even if Chelsea is 10, so we know that yes, something is wrong, but probably we are going to fix it. We are going to fix it. So that is my opinion.
Okay,
yeah,
Superior.
That is my opinion.
All right.
So please, I want to ask of this our brothers. This Chelsea guy.
Which Chelsea guy?
This world champion guy.
Edwin Kwakofi.
Yeah, Edwin. Yeah, it's a long time.
He's around.
Please let me greet him.
Yeah, I'll tell him. Okay. All right.
So we just found we are strong.
You miss him, eh?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Superior. Yeah. Last caller, okay. Daniels. Hi, final caller. Your name, please.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. This is Baba James Rice Water. I'm a United fan.
Your name is what again?
Baba James Rice Water.
Baba Jamil Rice Water.
Baba Jamal Rice Water.
Baba Jamal Rice Water.
Yes.
Is it like you like rice water a lot, or?
Yes, Ali. That's the favorite food that I like.
Hey, you talk to me.
Yes, I'm a United fan, and Charlie, big up to you guys. Got yourself and the guys in the studio. You guys are doing great. I want to talk about the league, the English Premier League. So, I think as an Arsenal is taking the league to a 2-goal league. I think they'll go on to win the league with after this match. I think it's 3 more matches for them, right? Yes. And I think the match that City has with Everton, I think it's going to be a draw, and that's going to be the path for Arsenal for them to win the league. And I want to talk about United, my favorite team. United and Liverpool tomorrow is going to be a fair game, but I want United to make up for all the losses that we had in the recent years. Ten Hag really cost us a lot. I was watching the highlights of previous years. And Charlie, the goals we conceded were so bad with some players around Lucia and all that. I hope that this summer we'll sign in better players so that we can, make the team better. And then it's not unfortunate that Nottingham Forest have been able to get out of the relegation zone, even though the matches are not done yet. I just wish they were in the relegation zone because of what Evangelist Marinakis did to Nuno Esperanto, of which, he himself is in the relegation zone. I wish West Ham will substitute themselves with Nottingham, but it's all good. The next thing I want to talk about is the Champions League. I think for the first time in a long time, I'm going to disagree with you guys, listening to you yesterday. I think that the final is going to be a PSG at school match. Arsenal were not convincing enough in the first leg. And PSG, yes, they let their guard down when they were 3 goals against Bayern, but I think they are going to go ahead and then catch up the win. It's going to be a final between PSG and Spain, of course. I still can't stand a chance against PSG. And Yabi, I don't know, one other thing, one last thing. I think maybe you can talk more about the Women's Champions League. It's becoming interesting. Lyon beat Arsenal today with a 3-goal lead, which guaranteed them the qualification to the final. Bayern and then Barcelona are going to play tomorrow, and then I think it's going to be a big game. So I think maybe just for the women out there, you could talk more about the Champions League, so that, they can also be engaged in the sportsmanship. And yes, I think that's what's on. Thank you so much for the time.
All right, thank you. We appreciate you too. And that's our final caller, Baba Jamal's Rice Water. That's it for today. Arsenal still in the lead against Fulham, but we're back here same time tomorrow to run you through all the updates. Another big core trade, and the guys will be here to run you through. Guys, concluding thoughts, Yao, Kobe, and Angelo. I think Arsenal will see this through.
Well,
per the way they are playing, though.
I still see a draw, though, because you see in football there's something called the sliding door moment.
Mm-hmm.
Those few instances, they more or less 9 out of 10 determine how games end up. So when teams keep on missing chances upon chances, you have this feeling that, okay, the opponent gets one chance, they score, and this game is over.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Arsenal right now. They are leading by a goal to 0. It could have been 2-0, but the goal that Calafiori scored that made it 2 was ruled off for offside.
Yeah.
And I think that has just changed the momentum in this particular game, and that's bolstered the confidence of Fulham.
Yeah.
And I see Fulham getting a draw. If Arsenal can pull it off and get a win, that would be quite impressive.
Okay.
But I look at the goal that Arsenal have been able to score. That's through Gyökeres, and that's how everyone envisaged how Arsenal will play once they brought in Gyökeres. That Bukayo Saka will be doing the work down the wings and be sending and feeding him the balls for him to finish off.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Bukayo Saka's style of play didn't actually help Victor Gyökeres in that department, because he was always trying to cut infield onto his left foot and shoot rather than even cross or take the ball wide and cross. And in this instance, he sends the ball over to his right foot, his weaker foot, on the outside. He crossed the ball, and Victor Gyökeres was in perfect position to tuck the ball home. That should have been something that they should have worked on over and over and over again, and should have been the template for them to be able to attack the entire season. But look at how they struggled to get goals from open play, and it's not because Victor Gyökeres hasn't been putting himself in great positions. He's been doing that, and he's done that. But it's because Bukayo Saka's development this season hasn't necessarily been the best in terms of his decision making. Always one way, it became a one-trick pony all of a sudden. And for me, that also hurt Arsenal this season, because as things stand, if everything goes the way it has gone over the past few weeks, and they win all their games, Man City win all their games, they'll be tied on points, and it will be goal difference that will determine who ends up winning the league. And between Man City and Arsenal, Man City so far they've scored more goals than Arsenal, and they have even played fewer games than Arsenal. So the little tiny details could end up coming back to haunt Arsenal at the very end.
Okay, Kobe, your say. Now take Kwanche's say too.
I really hope Arsenal drops points this game. That's just a personal hope, but so far with the way they are playing, well, in the first 20 minutes or so, they were quite dominant, but they seem to have dropped off later on. Fulham are creating chances, Fulham are growing into the game, and this is quite, I mean, they are not the most formidable team, I'm talking about Fulham here, but they're a team that they know their way around. They won't be intimidated by coming to the Emirates or playing against Arsenal in a title race. And if Arsenal do get anxious at a point in time, Fulham's attackers will smell blood, because earlier on in the game, I think Chukwueze was able to beat Ben White and he's gotten a few crosses in. David Raya has looked shaky from time to time, getting in a mix-up with his defenders. So if they don't plug up these holes in the second half, Fulham will score a goal, and it could end in a draw or even in Fulham winning.
Okay, Kanje.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the game right now, and I like you said, I think Arsenal started the game really well. I think they dominated and they were able to gain an advantage. I think the point Yao makes is quite good, that there was a point during the 2-0 where you could see in Calafiori where there was a bit of a release, and he himself, like, you can see it in other players, and I think those are the biggest moments in games. Sometimes when something unexpected happens and the emotion that comes with it, I think that's when because these players are, to the best of their ability, they are holding their composure, they're trying to stay composed and play a really good game, but it gets quite difficult sometimes. And I think in that moment you could see the Arsenal players look how they collect ecstatic at not just at the goal, but the advantage that the goal was going to give them. And now they're back in a position where it's just by one goal. And my worry is, like we keep saying, like, I think that if City win 2-3-4-0, City get one good big result, it changes the whole dynamic. Arsenal feel like they have the advantage because because they are still top of the table. But if we keep saying, if their results match each other, and unsurprisingly, I think that's what will happen. It could mean that Arsenal, like you said, Arsenal will need to score more goals, and that means that they need to approach games entirely differently. And that's where I wonder where all the tension and the mental strength will come from. But as I said, that Bukayo Saka has put the ball into the net for Arsenal.
Yeah, so it's a second goal
up,
for
which
Saka.
Again re-emphasizes his importance to
the
team. And I think this is what they need. This is what they need at the start of the game. Because the longer the game goes on with a one goal, without without a serious advantage, that's when they start thinking long term about title race and all these things. And the moment when they score 2-0, 3-0, 9-0, in a different mindset where they can think, oh, can we add another one? And rather than losing focus on the game, you're able to maintain your grip on the game, and then now go and do the important thing, which at this point is just getting more goals than Man City.
Okay.
So for Arsenal, I think this is a perfect first half for them.
Okay.
A quick shout to Paul Kwesi, the car dealer. Paul Kwesi.
Okay, he's listening to the show, eh?
Yeah, big shout to Paul Kwesi, the car
That'd be
dealer.
hard. Okay. Thank you guys. Manuel Angelo Kwachi, Yao Jamin Time. Of your being. Technical support from Daniel Kwachi and also Edwin Kwakofi. Always supporting us with the busy work on YouTube, displaying all the graphics for you. So it's Arsenal 2, Fulham 0. We'll be back here tomorrow to get into that win. Let's see if Arsenal are able to hold on to the lead, though. I'm Gabby Affair. Thank you so much for joining us, all those who called in, texted into the show. YouTube and also on our WhatsApp platform. We've got some more interesting shows for you. They can stay with us. 97.3. I'm Gabby Affair. I'm out.